and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to another morning without Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Christmas Eve. Yeah, the day before the night before Christmas. So, yeah, the pressure is on, Mom and Dad. I'll tell you what, it's, and I understand that the holidays is different for a lot of people. Some people get super into the holly jolly of it all. I always kind of was that person. My family, we made a big deal of Christmas time. And we already talked about my festive holiday nuts. But Christmas, I don't know, the holidays, and maybe it's just that it's the darkest, coldest time of the year. It just seems like a lot of negative stuff happens right around this time. And a lot of folks and friends via social have really been kind of sharing a lot of their, negative feelings. I'm not saying they're bringing everybody down, but they're just reminding, me a lot of the fact that Christmas isn't exactly the holliest, jolliest time of year for everybody. And that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, you definitely want to, up your holly, up your jolly and all that. And this is a great time to give back and to be there for folks. But it's also a good time to maybe, pick up the phone, check on some folks that you haven't talked to in a long time, and maybe see how they're doing. Because it's not exactly the holliest, jolliest of seasons for all people. A lot of bad news coming down the wire yesterday. And but yeah, just, I guess, gentle reminder to, pick up the phone and check on the folks that you love. Because, you never know how much longer you're going to have them. It's been an interesting 24 hours. We'll leave it at that. But thoughts and prayers, of course, going out to those folks who aren't necessarily soaking in the holly and jolly this time of year. It's understandable, but for those folks who are enjoying it, well, Merry Christmas to you, absolutely. And for the rest of us, I guess Festivus for the rest of us, because actually today is Festivus. Today is the national celebration of the holiday of Festivus. For those who aren't familiar with Festivus, it's the tradition that was brought to us via the classic sitcom Seinfeld, wherein on Festivus there's several festivities. Actually, I'll play the clip a little later so we can just remind folks what Festivus is really all about. In the hearts of the people. And for those folks who have their Festivus polls set up, hopefully a good Festivus for the rest of you and yours. But a happy holiday to you. Quick programming note. We are going to be not here tomorrow. For Christmas Eve, we're going to be not doing the show. We're actually going to be playing the Best of Hugh Hewitt. That's going to be playing tomorrow during what would normally be Mornings with Mike Winters. Same thing on Monday and Tuesday of next week. We're going to be running a Best of Hugh Hewitt for the Monday and Tuesday following Christmas weekend. And then on Wednesday, knock on wood, and barring any kind of issues, we'll have Mixmaster Mike Winters back inside the captain's chair and regaling us hopefully with stories of his travels abroad or two. Abroad. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I've actually got family coming to me. This it's not Christmas. It's actually happening next week for my sister's birthday. They're going to be rolling through the area. So I'm going to do my family celebration post Christmas, but kind of low key, kind of keeping it low key for this holiday. Yeah.
Just taking it easy.
Yeah, laying low. Just kind of keeping my head down. I got to tell you, dude. So we'll give you a rundown here in just a second, but I have got to tell you, these shoes that I'm wearing currently have got to be the most static-inducing shoes I have ever owned in my entire life. I was reminded of it when I walked into the studio and I was turning things on.
Oh, no.
Almost at every other TV I walked to, I was getting shocked. It was bad this morning, but last night I was shopping. I had wandered over to Albertsons. By the way, thank you, Gene. And Pickus Valley Broadcasting.
Thank you.
Ring the bell. Oh, just got to pop it up here. There you go. Anyways, no. So I was wandering through the aisles, and like every single thing I touched was shocking me to the point where I picked something up and it shocked me, and I dropped it. Like this happened 2 or 3 times.
You sure it wasn't the store?
No, it's the.
Was it creating a field?
It's a combination of the two. They're not, they haven't been and this happens every wintertime when things get drier. Like I get real staticky, like real bad. And it's noticeable in certain places. Like when I'm in the supermarket, certain supermarkets, like Farmers and Albertsons are the two that I notice it. The cart itself, right? The cart itself doesn't shock. But when I go to touch anything, not even like the shelves, products will shock me.
Yeah.
Like packaging, which shouldn't conduct electricity, will shock me. So what I do now as a fail-safe is when I go to get something off the shelf, so I don't drop it and break something.
But do you have a basket?
Curse loudly. Yes.
But those are metal, aren't they?
Yeah, you would think it's like a coated metal, so I don't think it works the same. So what I do now is I'll walk up to a shelf and I'll tap it with my foot to absorb the shock in my foot before I touch it with because it hurts so much worse when you shock on like the tips of your fingers.
Oh, I love it when that happens.
Do you? I hate it.
Because I scream.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not expecting it.
Dude, I audibly cursed. Yes, like I was getting some off the shelf and I went it was like to the point where I looked over and a woman was looking at me with a very disgusted look and I'm like, sorry, it hurt.
Sorry, I hate my product.
I don't know what to say at that point because nobody else knows what I'm like. They don't really see or hear the shock, but yeah, it was. I got to do something about these shoes. I think what they need to like spray. There's like a static spray that they usually go through and spray the building with. I think they need to get the spray out because it's a little rough. Let me give you the rundown. Tell you what's coming up for you this morning. We are pretty wide open, so we're going to replay a couple interviews. Coming up here in just a few minutes, we're going to replay the interview that Mike had with Ms. Crystal Noble from the Humane Society. We talking about all the adoptable adorables and, of course, what's waiting for you over at the thrift store. They'll have all the info that you need to know there about the Humane Society and the thrift store coming up here in just a few minutes. Coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, Mike sat down, and we've actually replayed this interview before, but it's good to have the info as we get closer to Christmas time and everybody talking tech. We'll have John from Oasis Computers. See, that's what I could tell you were anticipating.
There we go.
It takes a very light touch.
Yes.
I've studied the bell over the years, and I've kind of learned.
This is your bell.
Yeah, so I've really learned how to make it work, and it's just finesse the button, just kind of. it's kind of like exactly. It's like making love. You don't want to barrel in there. No. This is a family show. I'm going to keep it clean. But John, I think is what we're trying to say. John from Oasis Computers coming in. We'll talk tech and, of course, all the cool stuff waiting for you over at Oasis, including the completely rebuildable and customizable computer line that they now have.
Oh, it looked interesting.
Mm-hmm. When he sits
down, laptop.
As soon as he sits down and he breaks out the screwdriver and starts dismantling a laptop, I'm like, I got to go do another show, but I really want to stay here and see what's going to happen because it's like that scene in The Simpsons. I know I reference The Simpsons a lot. It's like that scene in The Simpsons when Marge drags Homer back into the house, and she's like, he's like, but that guy hasn't done anything yet. I know he's going to do something cool. Go back in the house and hear, hi-ya! He's like, aw. That's what, like, I come in here and he's taking apart a laptop, and I have to go do another morning show. I'm like, I'm going to miss the fun part.
Well, you can sit and watch it then.
Mike always gets, like, boxes of chicken and a biscuit and shows people coming in.
I got some of those laptops with my egg cup.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah?
Brought in a Meat Lover's egg cup.
Nice.
And I put some of those crackers in it. I'm going to eat some.
Dude, chicken inside of a biscuit. It's a marvel of modern cracker technology. See? Harder touch. It doesn't do it. Then in the 9 o'clock hour, we'll have some free time. We'll chit-chat. And actually, Tanner and I came up with kind of an interesting idea to kind of, as we gear up for Christmas, we'll we'll do some deep diving into our own nostalgic Christmases. We're going to get family involved. So that'll be fun times for us coming up here in the 9 o'clock hour. Plus, of course, your other features, which include your town hall news, business news, Kim Commando update, your Hannity update, and, of course, anything else that graces these hallowed halls. All right, now, 15 minutes after 7 o'clock on your day before the night before Christmas, let's get you up to date on that weather. Spoiler alert, it's way, way too nice for those folks that really want a white Christmas.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Strong low pressure headed into our area. We won't be getting any rain, but we will have very gusty wind for the next few days. Breezy and mid to upper 70s and a mix of sunshine and clouds today. Overnight, partly cloudy in mid 40s and then windy conditions coming up on Friday. Sunshine, our high going up to 80. Wind gusting to 35 miles an hour. Sunny in mid 70s Christmas Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 39 degrees around Roswell Way. Humidity at about 36%. Winds out of the northwest at around 6 miles an hour with the barometer at about 30.04. Now, as Steve mentioned back there, low pressure system moving into the area, and that's going to keep it nice, but it's going to make it real, real gusty. I'm going to suggest that you keep the floppy hats at home for the next couple of days. Today is nice, mostly sunny skies, 75 degrees, light and variable winds. Light and variable sounds like a brand of yogurt. I don't know. Light and variable winds becoming south 5 to 10 miles an hour. So if you're going to wear the floppy hat, today might be the last day that you do it. Partly cloudy, dropping down to 44 for the overnight low. Winds out of the southwest 5 to 10 miles an hour. For your Friday, areas of blowing dust. That's when it's going to get bad. 11 a.m. That's going to blow Santa through the area. Mostly sunny skies with a high near 80 degrees on Christmas Eve. Yeah, soak that in. Winds out of the south 10 to 20 miles an hour. Gusts increasing between 25 and 35, and they're calling now for gusts up to 45 miles an hour. Yesterday was 35 miles an hour. Now it's 45 miles an hour. So, yeah, brace for that. Partly cloudy. Wind's going to stick around just a bit into your Friday night. 47 for the overnight low, 15 to 25 mile per hour winds on Friday night into Christmas Day. Mostly sunny, 74. Winds out of the southwest, 10 to 15. Same thing for your Boxing Day, sunny and 75. Breezy, so prep for that. And then back down into the 60s for your post-Christmas Monday and the kickstart to the last week of 2021. Gonna pause, pay a couple of these bills, and after these, and replay the interview that Mike had with Ms. Crystal Noble from the Humane Society, Travis County. Right here on Another Morning Without Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Stay tuned.
This time of year, we all become kids again, especially when we start thinking about Christmases past, how they smelled, how they looked, and how they felt. We get a little weepy remembering those uncles and aunts and parents and grandparents who made Christmas time so special and gave us the traditions we passed down to our own kids. This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Shirley and I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And remember, that mess in the living room on Christmas morning is the most glorious mess in the world. Don't be too quick to clean it up.
If you're a person who has more to do than you have hours in your day, and everything seems to take priority over your own health, then you're going to love the Loveless MyChart Secure Patient Portal. You can message your doctor, make an appointment, or view lab results anytime, day or night, on your computer or smartphone. Print a list of your medications at the click of a mouse, or even compare previous tests to map your health progress. Loveless MyChart connects you to better health, anywhere, anytime.
Having trouble keeping up with the conversation? Here on Earth Hearing Center can help. Here on Earth is locally owned and operated and have been serving Southeast New Mexico since 1955. Let their experience help you with a free hearing assessment. If you do need a hearing device, they will guide you through every step of the process. They accept all types of insurance, including Medicaid, and all of their devices are made right here in the USA. Call and schedule your appointment today, 575-622-0375, or come by 2800 North Main, Suite 2, across from Target in Roswell. Here on Earth Hearing Center, get back in the conversation.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television. For the ultimate workout, fall asleep in front of the TV. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us here in studio this morning is Crystal Noble with the Roswell Humane Society. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today? I am great. The wind is not blowing me over.
Today is much calmer. Yeah, it got a little whippy there yesterday. It was although I was hearing like up north, far north, up that area, up in the mountains and areas, there was a couple places that were recording 100-mile-an-hour winds.
Well, I don't know. I was on the highway yesterday and it was ugly.
Yeah, like they were like, apparently, I don't know if you saw this story, but apparently, there's a couple of big trees in front of the Santa Fe courthouse.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, over the weekend, they were showing like the holiday because they're all decorated for Christmas. And one of those trees that's been there like 100 years got uprooted. Yeah. On that storm here. So I think we're complaining, but we kind of lucked out compared to other parts of the state.
Why do they call Chicago the Windy City?
Yeah, we got them way beat.
Yeah.
I think
they have never been to New Mexico.
I think their windy deals with the speak that comes out of their mouths, and it's just a bunch of hot air. That's the windy part.
Yeah, because have they ever been to New Mexico? Because there's almost not a day that goes by that there's not some kind of breeze, wind, something.
Only thing we're missing is the city part. We got the windy.
we got the city. It's just not here.
Yeah, not Chicago. But anyway, I want to say this real quick. You're looking for things for the holidays, for Christmas, Humane Society's got you covered.
The thrift store.
Absolutely. Don't waste your time or waste your money buying new decorations and things like that. Really
Walmart's not even stocking decorations this year.
Really?
I was at Walmart yesterday. They have no Christmas trees, no garland.
Is that a supply and demand thing, or?
They didn't order any of it because they figured they couldn't get it, so they're just having people order online.
Oh, okay.
There was no inflatables. It didn't even look like Christmas is happening at Walmart.
That. Huh.
The only thing that they have is like the little gift sets.
Okay.
No candy canes, nothing, no bulbs, no ornaments.
Wow, I'm surprised. But okay.
So we have a ton of Christmas ornaments. We have a ton of Christmas lights. We don't think we have any inflatables, but we have a lot of Christmas decor still for decorating the trees, the house, around the house.
Awesome. Well, in all fairness, we live in a bad place for inflatables. You don't need those anyway. We were just talking about the whole Windy City thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the inflatables are just a headache waiting to happen. Just get your lights and your things and do all that.
Well, and speaking of trees uprooting, my cousin lives in my old house, and our tree from our backyard was uprooted into our neighbors yesterday with our winds.
Wow. So we saw some of that here down south, too. Wow. Everybody okay? Mm-hmm. Good.
Except the trampoline.
Yeah, trampoline did not bounce back.
No. It did not. It threw in the flag.
I quit. But yes, if you're looking for those, and also if you're looking for like kids going back to school things, like the coffee makers and microwaves, and they have a bunch of small appliance.
They have a small Keurig.
Oh, cool. Like a dorm size one.
Yeah, like a dorm size Keurig.
Okay.
It's literally about 8 inches wide, 8 inches deep, and you can set it for a 4-ounce cup, 6-ounce cup, 8-ounce cup.
Nice. So something simple, you need quick. So someone who's single and doesn't have a lot of space, boom, here's your thing, and you got to go and you got your fresh coffee ready in the morning. So cool. But that's I'm telling you, and the beauty of that is you're getting a bunch of stuff cheap, great, brand new, in many cases, deep discounted stuff. And every penny of that is going to help the Humane Society. So you're actually saving money yourself and helping a good cause at the same time. So that's it's a win-win for everybody. So I'm telling you, if you're looking for this kind of stuff, don't spend hundreds, thousands of dollars. Come to the thrift store and spend pennies on the dollar.
Come on,
the same
spend
stuff.
hundreds and get thousands worth.
Exactly. Yeah, and get the same.
If you have, like, this coming week, if you guys anybody's still going to, like, the Christmas dinners, like where you're doing the ugly sweaters or, like, the Christmas suits, they got them.
We got them there. So if
they've got an entire rack of just Christmas clothing.
If you need a party outfit or just want to, get your family more festive, come get your ugly sweaters and accoutrement or your reindeer antlers or whatever you need for that.
They even have pajama onesies. And so I thought about getting a pair for my husband's coworker, but I didn't.
Yeah.
It's a Santa Claus onesie, but it's got Santa Claus in suspenders, and it shows his beard and then a ripped chest, like a 6-pack. And I was like, I still need to get that for kids.
That's good.
But they've got all kinds of fun stuff like that. And some of the stuff still has the tags on it, never used.
Brand new. So come check and come shop and donate as well, too. If when Christmas is over
and you've got the lights and things, and they're still awesome, but you don't store or anything, donate them to the thrift store. Yeah, to the thrift store here, and they'll put it back for next year. But that's a great way to and go buy it back if you want later. But
just go buy a different strand.
Yeah, but that's think about that too. So when Christmas is here, and then you get new gadgets and things, but your old coffee pot is just perfectly good, or that new, you upgraded your game systems. Now your other Xboxes donate it to them, and they'll be happy to take that, and they'll turn around and sell it, and that'll go back to pay for vet bills, pay for food, pay for the lights and the water and the power and everything that is needed to keep the historic. I keep doing it again. The Humane Society.
It's because she brought you pecan nuts.
I know. So it's his Historical Society, Humane Society. They're both stuck in my head that way. So the Humane Society, you can go and help them out by every purchase you make there. So
everything that gets purchased from the thrift store goes right back into the care for the shelter.
Yeah, absolutely.
So whether it's lights, vet bills, water, because unfortunately we have to pay utilities. We're not exempt from that.
You do not get free city services.
Nope. We don't even get free garbage disposal.
Yeah, at all costs. So, and that's another thing too. Speaking of that, is we love and appreciate all the folks that donate, but please donate serviceable good things. I know a lot of people donate clothing and stuff, which is great, but if it's clothing that's worn out or holey or just not look like something that someone could wear again, please don't donate. That's because you guys just end up throwing that away, and like you said, it costs you more money to get rid of that stuff because of the taking it to the landfill and the cost involved there. You're actually costing the Humane Society money by doing that. So I understand, and I sometimes that one thing gets in there accidentally, but don't use this as a place to unload your junk if it's not stuff that people wouldn't value later or someone else wouldn't value.
If you wouldn't repurchase it, don't donate it.
Exactly.
That's how our motto is.
Yeah.
If you look at it and be like, oh, yeah, I'd buy that at a thrift store or at a garage sale, then okay.
Yeah.
But if you look at it and you would not rebuy it, probably somebody would not else buy it.
Yeah, if you're buying clothing and the elbows and the knees are worn out and everything, then it's time to retire those outfits.
Yes. And, you can retire them to your alley.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Or if you really want to get into it, cut them up and make rags or cloths, or, if you want to get into recycling or repurposing, do it that way, whatever you want to do. But,
make shop rags.
Yeah, but it's not good to be a shirt or pants anymore. So
no.
But speaking of, let's talk pet side. How are the pets supply here? Is there lots of adoption, pets looking for homes right now?
We've had quite a bit of adoptions recently.
Good.
We do have and I'm not 100% sure if they're Great Dane Doberman or Lab Doberman or what they are, but they look like a Doberman shape, but they're all colored like a Great Dane.
Okay.
And they are roughly 5.5 months old now.
Okay.
They just came out of quarantine. We have 6 of them. They're all happy-go-lucky. Some of them are a little bit shy still to the public because, they weren't socialized prior to coming in.
Gotcha. So they need some... They could use some volunteers coming in and visiting and spending some time with them, taking them walks, things like
Helping
that.
socialize them would, help encourage their adoption.
Very good.
We do still have, some large dogs. A few small dogs, not many.
Okay.
The majority of what we have right now are large dogs.
Okay. So if you're looking for a pet for your home here, please come by the Humane Society. We say this every month, but particularly here in December. Remember, if you come up with the idea of giving a pet as a Christmas gift, that's fine if and only if the intended person is involved in every step of the adoption process. Don't leave the box with the holes in it under the tree with a dog for somebody. You can't do that. Don't do it. It's not good for the dog. It's not good for anybody. But if you're wanting to get a family member a pet for Christmas, then maybe make up your own little piece of paper and put it under the tree, or write purchase a gift card with the amount that you to adopt in for whatever, and say, hey, we're going to take this to the Humane Society, you and I, and we'll pick out a pet for you.
Yeah, or if that's something they want, then start the process with them.
Sure, yeah, and don't make it a surprise under the tree. Give it to them, and so they have the dog with them on Christmas Day here, or cat, or whatever they're going to adopt. So,
right. Speaking of the holiday, something new this year that we've not done prior. We will be closed Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Okay.
So both the thrift store and the kennels will be closed.
Closed to the public. Obviously, you will have staff that
yeah,
pop
we will
in
be
and
there.
checking in and taking care of the needs of the pets. But yeah.
Yeah, we will be there. We will just not be opening the doors.
Okay. Very good. So make note of that. But is regular hours other than the Friday, Saturday, or normal hours?
Normal
of operation?
hours. Normal tomorrow and Saturday, and then Wednesday and Thursday, and then we'll be closed Friday and Saturday.
Okay. Very good. How about the cat side? How are the cats?
The cats are good. Okay. Yeah, we got a lot of cats. Younger kittens.
Okay, so if you're looking for kitties, and got a great selection.
We have one in particular. His name is Tank. He's a gray and white tabby. He is a hoot. He's got energy galore. He likes to play. He likes to cuddle. He likes to sit on your shoulder.
Oh, he's a fun cat. Huh?
He is a fun cat.
So Tank probably won't be around.
And he's not like big like a tank. He got his name Tank because he balls through things like a tank. When he's running, he's like, I'm not stopping.
He's not as graceful as some other cats might be.
No. He plows through things like tanks do.
Oh, that sounds like it'd be a fun cat. The person probably would get along with other cats too, I'm guessing too.
He does get along with other cats.
Yeah, it might be. Now whether the cats get along with him, that's a story.
He'll just plow through him like a tank.
But he don't care.
You don't like me? Boom.
Well, that sounds like that'll be a fun cat. And that's a gray tabby?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
He's all gray with little white stripes.
Nice. That sounds like a pretty cat, too.
He is. He's very, very beautiful. I know men aren't beautiful, but he's a beautiful boy.
Yeah.
He's sweet. He's loving. Like, when he sits right here, he's just rubbing on you, purring. And then if you're not paying attention, he does bite ears.
Oh, he's a nibbler, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think cats, like my Hannah, the tortoise, I think she gets overstimulated sometimes, when they get so purry and then she's got to bite. You know
she's
what
like,
I mean?
ah!
Yeah, she's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. That's kind of one of those.
I don't use anything but teeth.
I think it's a lot of that going on, but cool. So that's one. What is there any others we want to spotlight there?
I'm trying to think who just came out of quarantine. I believe we still have one of the gray and white kittens. Birch is what I believe that one's name is Birch.
Okay.
Just playful, fun, full of life, long-haired.
Okay.
Gray with just white.
Very pretty then.
And poofy.
Okay. Long hair cats are beautiful. Be aware.
They're high maintenance.
They're a little bit more higher maintenance. Like I got one of mine's a little longer hair, and they have hairball problems and things. So if you don't mind cleaning up puke spots, there is medicine or products you can give them and we do, but still once in a while it doesn't get rid of them altogether. It does make them less often, but every once in a while she'll get one and do it. But that's just part of owning a long-haired pet sometimes. It's just and to be honest, it's a good thing because actually when she stopped doing it, I noticed her hair, she wasn't cleaning herself as much.
Right.
And that was part of the problem. So we got her back on, and then that kind of helped that. So I think it was getting to a point where she wasn't cleaning herself as much.
Speaking of fun and exciting, we have two. Roddy and Malcolm. They're siblings.
Okay.
They are 7.5 months old.
Okay.
One's white with orange tabby markings, and the other one is an orange tabby.
Okay.
He's the longer haired one of the two, but these two are hilarious together.
So hopefully you can adopt them as a set.
We would like to adopt them together because they're so good together.
Okay. Are they brother and sister or sisters or
two brothers?
Okay.
When they're playing, it's just like siblings at home. Like when you have kids, he's touching me, meow. It's just like that. And they're loving, they're affectionate, they're playful. The only thing is they would be a trip hazard for somebody older.
Okay.
Because they do like to do the figure eight in between your legs.
Okay. So someone that can handle that or won't get messed up by doing it.
Right. But they are fun.
Okay.
They bounce off the walls, they play.
That sounds
they
like great cats.
catnip.
Yeah. Okay.
Catnip.
Good deal. And I imagine since if you get them as a set, they kind of entertain. Cats are pretty independent, but since they
they're
come
already
together,
acclimated together.
yeah, and that's going to make their transition to their new home that much easier when they do it together. If that makes sense,
Right.
They because they've got at least a little familiarity with them in the unknown. So as they get familiar with their new home, they've got some familiarity already. So it's a good thing. But yeah, I'd love this. Hopefully a nice family can adopt both of those. So
It would be wonderful if they could go together.
yeah,
We don't require it.
sure.
But we would like them to.
If someone walks in and says, I'm looking for 2 cats, you're going to point them right to those.
So, and it's funny because there was 5 total that came in the litter. 3 girls, 2 boys. The 3 girls all got adopted to the same home.
Oh, okay.
So now we got to find the 2 boys a home together.
Okay. Sure they don't want 2 more?
Yeah. We already tried that game, and they looked at us and asked us if we were nuts because we let them adopt 3.
Right.
I was like, the limit is 5.
Yeah. You're at your limit. You're still good. I imagine that's not the same for dogs, is it?
It's 5 animals total.
Oh, total. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you get like 2 cats, 3 dogs,
Yeah.
or whatever combination thereof. Okay.
Yeah, it's 5 total.
But then again, you also have to prove you have the accommodations and amenities to handle that many pets. They're not just going to turn them loose to you.
No, and also you have to have a certain, depending on if it's dogs versus cats. If it's dogs, you have to have a certain amount of adequate space for each dog.
Okay, X amount of square footage or whatever.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
For them to be able to generate enough energy, or not energy, sorry.
Place to run
and play, and with.
Yeah, especially bigger dogs.
Yeah.
Like if you get 5 big dogs, you're going to need some acreage.
Yeah, I have 2 big dogs, and we have acreage,
Yeah.
and it's still
a lot, yeah. I mean, yeah, they can be house pets and everything else, but those dogs got to run sometimes. You just got to take them out, take them to a park, and turn them loose. Just let them go running. That's what they're bred for. That's what they're built for. That's what they do. So
they need to make sure they have a job.
Yeah, exactly.
Their brain has to work, and when they're bored, they're going to tear up stuff.
Sure, that's when you start seeing your separation anxiety issues and things getting torn up and all. There's, I know we all joke and laugh, and you hear like Dog Whisperer and the My Cat from Help guy and all those, but in reality, if you pay attention to some of the things they say, they'll give you you can raise a pet very easily if you just listen to some of their tips. And because the reason we're running short on time here, but the reason pets act out, there's a reason for it. There's a cause and effect. And every time we as humans don't communicate with pets, we can't talk to them and ask. So we kind of have to read the tea leaves. So these are indicators. They tell you things. So it's like if you have an animal that never goes to the bathroom in the house and all of a sudden starts going to the bathroom in the house, that's an indicator of a sign here that something's wrong, whether it's medically or physically in the space, something's wrong there. And that's what we're talking about here. So if you've got a dog that's constantly tearing up the house, it's because some needs aren't being met, and you need to find how to meet those needs. And I guarantee once you do that, that goes away.
Yep.
And that's what being a pet owner is about, is to learn that. So I'm telling you, you want to be a pet owner, go get on Animal Planet, go get on wherever, Netflix or Prime or wherever they got them. Go download a couple Cat Whisperers or Cat from Hell guy or the Dog Whisperer dude, and watch an episode or 2, and you'll get a real grasp of understanding pets better.
Yeah, and there's also, like, with pets, you have to realize, just like a toddler or a 1-year-old that does not speak, you have to play the guessing game.
Mm-hmm.
So you start with this, and then if that doesn't work, then you go to the next,
Sure.
You don't just up and abandon the issue because you can't have a quick fix. It's
Sure.
not always a quick fix.
Yeah, it's not insert thing here and be happy. Sometimes it works out easy. You're just like, oh.
Sometimes it's very simple.
I moved the litter box and now everything happens as planned. Sometimes it's as simple as that. It's just.
And sometimes it's not.
Sure. And then, especially with cats, there's a whole lot of variables you don't even realize are going on there. Maybe there's smells or things that are going on. Maybe there's, like in my neighborhood, I have a bunch of cats that hang out and stuff. And my cats are indoor cats. But, if they start living near the area or hanging out on our porch, my other cats are like, what's going on? It's my area, They get a little on edge here.
Right.
And so you don't realize that's going on. And so they may be, there's a lot of, you almost have to play a little Sherlock Holmes when you're a pet owner sometimes and kind of read the tea leaves. It's like, why is the dog doing this when they weren't doing it before? And what changed in the environment? Is there a health issue that's causing this? It's not to mess your day up. But people think, it is sometimes. No, that's their way of communicating or expressing what they've got going on.
They're verbally we're playing the sign language game, basically.
Yeah, it is. That's and be honest, that you get better at that as you build a relationship with your pet. And I'm telling you, because that's where being a pet owner is. You build a bond with the pet, and so you start speaking their language a little bit now, and that's why as a pet owner, you can tell when your pet's about to do something that other people may not realize it because you're with them a lot more, and you're saying, all right, my dog's not happy right now. I need to change the situation here, or vice versa, whatever. But that's why you're the pet owner and the expert. You're supposed to be invested in that. So, but anyway, that's just I'm telling you, go watch one of those things if you're interested. Go watch an episode 2. You're going to be a better pet owner later.
Dog Whisperer and Cat from Hell.
Yeah,
not Cat Dog Whisperer from Hell.
Yeah. But I'm not saying
that'd be an interesting show.
I'm not telling you have to be devoted and love these shows or anything. Because maybe you don't like their personalities or whatever. But the information they're telling you about,
that's what you need to
they have
observe.
Excellent information. These guys are really experts in that field, and I know, like the Cat Whisperer guy, he's like driving his car and he's got all his thanks for asking. He's kind of foo-foo-y and weird, but he's really good about cats, And Cesar Millan's like, now he thinks I don't know, those last commercials I saw for him, it looked like he almost elevates to another level, like, I'm Sir Caesar and I know the dog. Like, the commercial I got was almost like he was angelic, and I'm like, whoa, calm down here. But he does have good information.
I don't care about your preferences. I just care about your knowledge.
I'm Caesar and I'm angelic. That's what it was almost like. But anyway, but they have good information.
Just don't watch it. Listen.
Yeah, listen to the.
Do a book on tape.
There you go.
Podcast them.
There you go.
Where you don't have to see their face, so that way you're not seeing the image of Caesar the angelic.
There you go. All kidding aside, they are good information.
They do have a lot of good information. Yes.
We're about out of time here, so if anybody has questions or wants to come by, give out the hours here and for both the thrift store and the shelter.
The kennels are Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 12 and 1 to 4:30.
Okay.
Minus next week because of the holiday.
Friday, Saturday will be closed for Christmas and
yes,
Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
And then the thrift store is Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 4:30. And then next week they'll be closed Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Very good. What about New Year's Day? You guys going to plan on? That's a Saturday. Are you guys?
We're normally closed New Year's Day.
Okay.
I'm not sure. We're normally closed half a day New Year's Eve.
Okay.
And then closed all day New Year's Day.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if that's going to change or not.
Okay. Well, let me know if it does, and I'll let the world know.
We'll be here before then. I'll see you on the 30th.
Oh, that's right. There is another one. I forgot. We got a whole other thing here.
Yeah, we got 5 weeks this month.
I forgot about that. So, very good. And then give out the phone number, too.
The kennels are 622-8950, and the thrift store is 623-9210.
Very good. Well, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. If I don't see you between now and next
Merry
week.
Christmas.
And like I said, we'll get a chance to visit one more time in 2021 here. So
yep.
Very cool. Well, thank you, ma'am. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Sorello. The Chavez County Sheriff's Office investigating a homicide in the Valley area of the county south of Roswell. Sheriff Mike Harrington took to Facebook Wednesday to ask for help from the public in solving the case. Anyone with information can call 575-624-6500. Media outlets reported deputies responded to the 6300 block of Miller Road. That's where they found the woman in her 20s deceased inside a home. No other details have been provided. New Mexico's largest electric provider is appealing a recent decision by state regulators to reject a proposal to transfer its shares in a coal-fired power plant that supplies customers in New Mexico and Arizona to a Navajo energy company. The Public Regulation Commission voted earlier this month against the proposal, saying Public Service Company of New Mexico did not specify how the lost power would be replaced. Commissioners also had concerns about investments the utility sought to recover through bonding that would be backed by customers. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
Here's a question for you. When you need to get help from another person, is it better to call the person, shoot them a text, or send an email? I'm Kim Commando with The Answer, brought to you by T-Mobile. Their advanced network now goes farther than ever before. Visit T-Mobile.com/55 today. Whether it's just a sign of the times or because so many people are working from home, new research published in the journal Social, Psychological, and Personality Science can help all of us struggling to get a response. The worst way to get a person to help you is by sending an email. We all get too much, and the spam never stops, so we tend to ignore only the most important email. Not far behind is texting. Unless you really know a person, a text is nothing other than an intrusion. Don't bother. If you can actually get a person to answer their phone, you've got a decent chance of getting help. But if that call is a video call, it's even better. And despite all the tech we have, the absolute best way to get a person to help you is an in-person meeting. What's old is new again. Get breaking tech news 24/7 at commando.com. Happy holidays, Commando Show listeners. You guys and gals know that I'm all about finding the very best tech out there. They don't call me America's digital goddess for nothing. This year, I have a tech tip that'll make you feel merry and bright. Let me tell you all about the Epson EcoTank cartridge-free printer. It cures what I like to call cartridge conniptions. Those moments of absolute panic and total annoyance when you're printing holiday cards or gift tags and your printer's tiny cartridges run out of ink. I don't want you going through that. With Epson EcoTank, kiss those expensive cartridges goodbye. EcoTank uses big ink tanks so you can print your heart out. No need to be stingy with those colorful holiday cards. Send one to your favorite national radio show host. EcoTank comes with a ridiculous amount of ink for a stress-free, cartridge-free, conniption-free holiday season and beyond. Epson EcoTank, just fill and chill. Visit Staples, Target, and Epson.com/EcoTankKim.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. A group of 12 or more cows is called a flink. If you have only 11 cows, that's called a lot of cow pies. Here's Mike Winters.
Nope, Sean Smalls. And good morning, 13 minutes away from 8 o'clock on your Thursday morning, the day before the night before Christmas. You know, something that was that sort of triggered when I was listening to the interview that Mike had with Crystal back there. They were talking about, some of the shows that you can go back and watch that'll help make you a better pet owner, like Cat from Hell and Dog Whisper, shows like that. It just reminded me, though, there was a show that used to be on Animal Planet called Must Love Cats. Now, my wife at the time was super into, these types of shows. And it was basically the guy would go around and find really cute cats. But the thing that I remember about this show, it would just be on in the background or whatever, the theme song was so, infectious and, it was an earworm. To the point that, to this day, it still goes through my head every now and again. It's like, must love cats, and we do. And, I found it. I'm going to see if this is it. I haven't listened back to it.
I cruised out on the Mayflower and met some Plymouth cats.
This is the theme song of this show.
Bodegas where the kitties get the rats. Baghdad pups and fashion shows, CFA and catios. Went out to the Catskills. Oh man, what a thrill! Oh man, what a thrill! Yeah, you must love cats. Yeah, you must love cats. Yeah, you must love cats. And we do. And we do.
I don't know why. It was such a weird, like a cat and a mullet. It was such a weird show. But a theme song that was so freaking super infectious that it just got stuck in your head. And to this day, I sincerely remember it. Weird, side thing. But yeah. So it made me chuckle as I was listening to that interview. It's I watched one episode of The Dog Whisperer, but we've watched seasons of Must Love Cats.
Yeah.
Which I'm a cat, certified cat daddy now.
So you just had it on.
Yeah, it was just on in the background because, there would just be a TV, just, filler sounds or whatever. But I digress. It just made me think of it and I had to find the theme song. 11 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Let's get you up to date with the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Strong low pressure headed into our area. We won't be getting any rain, but we will have very gusty wind for the next few days. Breezy and mid to upper 70s and a mix of sunshine and clouds today. Overnight, partly cloudy in mid 40s and then windy conditions coming up on Friday. Sunshine, our high going up to 80. Wind gusting to 35 miles an hour. Sunny in mid 70s Christmas Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Well, the NMMI Colts sure had a good soccer season, if you remember, and they were thusly rewarded by the New Mexico High School Coaches Association as first and second team All-State players were picked just a couple weeks ago. And so we want to wish congratulations to these guys, too. Humberto Valdez, first team defender from NMMI, as was Juan Ortiz, also first team defender. First team from at a forward position, John Zimmerman, and Jose Donahue picked as a first-team midfielder. Also picked for the second team, Alan Cordova from NMMI as a defender. For the midfield, a couple of guys, Ben Zimmerman and Jose Padilla. They were both picked as second-team defenders, and NMMI finished the season 15-5-1, went all the way to the state championship game. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. The White House downplayed a statement by the U.S. Secret Service that nearly $100 billion at minimum has been stolen from COVID-19 relief programs, saying Wednesday that the estimate is based on old reports. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said, when asked to comment on the figure, said there's no research, data, or analysis of fraud. U.S. consumer confidence rose this month as Americans shrugged off concerns about rising prices and COVID-19's highly contagious Omicron variant. The Conference Board, a business research group, said Wednesday that its Consumer Confidence Index, which takes into account consumers' assessment of current conditions and their outlook for the future, rose in December to the highest reading since July. On Wall Street, the Dow up 261 points, the Nasdaq rose 181, and the S&P 500 up 47 points. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
This is Tim Jennings, and I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. As you work through your holiday plans and this Christmas shopping, I hope you will think to spend as many of those Christmas dollars right here in Roswell. We have great stores and merchants with many gift ideas for everyone in your family. Remember, your holiday dollars spent here help build our local economy, creating jobs and helping local businesses grow. But most importantly, please remember the true meaning of this time, which is the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. If we do that, we'll ensure to keep Christ as the most important part of Christmas. Again, this is Tim Jennings saying Merry Christmas and God bless to each and every one of you.
This holiday message is a paid political ad from the Tim Jennings for Mayor campaign. Tim Jennings, the right experience to lead Roswell forward in 2022.
Get ready to put 2021 in the rear view. The City of Roswell presents Rockin' Roswell 2022. Usher in the new year with hors d'oeuvres, a cash bar, and music by DJ Cool Arrow. Then at midnight, get ready for the glitter and gold balloon drop with up to $500 in cash prizes. Tickets are just $20 a person and $30 a couple and are available now at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center on North Main. Call 575-624-6860 to find out more. Rockin' Roswell 2022, Friday, December 31st, 9 p.m. at the Convention Center.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 7% of American adults, roughly 16.4 million Americans, believe that chocolate milk comes from brown cows. We don't know if they asked them where strawberry milk comes from. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 7 minutes away from 8 o'clock on this day before the night before Christmas. Sean Smalls filling in for Mixmaster Mike Winters. He'll be back inside your radios next Wednesday. Quick programming note in case you missed it. Tomorrow, you'll be listening to the Best of Hugh Hewitt for Christmas Eve. It's their Christmas Eve show. Then we'll be taking a couple of days to enjoy the holidays with our friends, family, and loved ones. And Monday and Tuesday, same thing. It'll be the Best of Hugh Hewitt on Monday and on Tuesday. Back to a semi-normal schedule on Wednesday, and we'll be doing Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for the last shows of 2021. Of course, if you ever want to go back and check out any of our shows, and there's always some fun and frivolity to be had on Mornings with Mike Winters. You can always check out all of our shows in their entirety at ksvptv.com. Just head over there and click on the Mornings with Mike Winters tab. And there you can see the shows in their entirety. And of course, most of the interviews. Actually, all the interviews that we were hearing this morning are already up over on the 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM Facebook page. Just head on over there and you can click about to your heart's content. Hey, also a reminder, KSVPTV.com is your home for Roswell Coyote and Goddard Rocket basketball. And as we kickstart the season, we're really kickstarting it with a bang next week. And I'm sure Tanner loves when I remind him about this. But next week, the Corn tournament going down right here in Roswell at the Coyote Den and the Launch Pad, respectively. And KSVPTV.com is your home for everything Corn 2021. We're going to have basically wall-to-wall coverage over 3 days. Tanner, am I correct in saying it's wall-to-wall coverage, essentially? Yes, he nods from the control room. Yeah. 3 days wall-to-wall coverage. We're gonna have I believe every game covered, but every Roswell and Goddard game we're gonna have they're gonna have people calling the game as well for those games. So you can follow along all week long at ksvptv.com. Just click on the Roswell Coyotes or Goddard Rockets tab, and I believe there actually might be a Corn tournament tab that will exist for the tournament in and of itself. Coming up next hour, we're going to be sitting down. Actually, Mike sat down and chatted with John from Oasis Computers, so we'll be rerunning that interview just to give you a few very, 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 very last-minute gift ideas in case you haven't already gotten everything taken care of. I've still got a couple of things that I need to get. I think the big one is the one more gift for my son, just because he's sort of shown an interest in Lego recently. So I'm thinking it's finally time to get him the obligatory Lego bucket that every kid has. I mean, I had it growing up, and I got so much joy and fun out of that, building just random things, my own robots and little figures and whatnot. So I figured it's time. He needs to get his Lego fix on. So that's pretty much the last thing that is on the list. Once I get that, things should be covered. One thing I noticed, I got a card from my sister and my family, which, by the way, we'll be chatting to a little bit later on this morning. But I got the Christmas card from my sister and from the kids, and it reminded me of something that's really, it really sticks in my craw this time of year. And it comes up at certain times of the year, but it's really, really a bad thing around Christmas time and Valentine's Day specifically. And I'm talking about glitter. There's so much glitter on everything. Everything. Christmas cards, decorations, Christmas ornaments on the tree, stuff that I hung on my door, a wreath that I hung on my door. There's no reason for that thing to have glitter on it. But after I hung it, I had all the glitter remnants on my hands. And glitter, the problem that I have with glitter, and I've made this reference before, it's the herpes of the craft world. Glitter never goes away. It's just on you. I just looked down at my hands. I opened this card like an hour and a half ago, and I still have flecks of glitter on and about my person. It's just, when's it going to be enough? Of all of the shortages that we've gone through, of all of the products that have experienced shipping delays, how come the glitter industry is booming? When are we going to go through a glitter shortage? We're already working our way through a helium shortage, which who knew that helium was used for anything other than making us sound funny at parties? But yeah, we're already dealing with a helium shortage. Why can't we go through a glitter shortage? I'm ready for it. I think I speak for a large number of strippers across this country when I say it's time to just get rid of glitter. It's nobody's friend. And fellas, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've ever, enjoyed an evening out with the other fellas, at a house of ill repute. I'm not saying like a brothel or anything like that, but the remnants of the evening get on your collar. You get the glitter. And then you got to answer a bunch of questions. No, honey, I was making you a card. That's what I was doing. But so glitter. I really think it's a problem. I think that it's something that we need to address as a country. I know that there's other things, there's other issues and situations that probably need to be dealt with first. Income inequality, sure. And the access for everybody to have food and stuff, that's important. But doggone it, when are we going to address glitter? I think it's time. And I think if not now, when? And if not us, then who? Stay tuned. Got more of this frivolity next hour on A Morning Without Mike Winters. Stay tuned.
The great one, Mark Levin, is now in Roswell on 106.5 KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Although it spreads faster than previous versions, the coronavirus Omicron variant seems to be much milder as far as the symptoms are concerned. 2 new British studies bear that out. Meanwhile, Omicron not keeping Americans out of the airports. They're crowded with holiday travel.
Many health experts are begging people not to let down their guard. But pandemic fatigue is real, and Americans are itching to hit the road. AAA estimates more than 109 million Americans will travel at least 50 miles between today and January 2nd, not quite up to 2019 levels pre-pandemic, but a dramatic rebound from last year, with 27.7 million more people on the go. I'm Ben Thomas.
And the Supreme Court will hear arguments early next month over the constitutionality of vaccine mandates. High Court scheduling a special session January 7th to listen to oral arguments over 2 Biden vax mandates. As he masses tens of thousands of troops on the border with Ukraine, Russian President Putin insists it's not us who threaten anyone, in Putin's words. The BBC's Danny Aberhard on Putin's marathon year-end news conference.
Mr. Putin was assertive. It was not a case of Russia giving assurances to the West, but the other way round. It had to give Russia immediate guarantees that NATO would not expand eastwards. It was the US, he said, that had brought missiles to Russia's doorstep.
Putin also seeking a guarantee that NATO weapons will not be based next door in Ukraine. 1 week it's up, the next it's down. Last week it was flat. No change in the number of first-time jobless claims filed last week, 205,000. The Commerce Department says consumer prices skyrocketed 5.7% over the past year, the fastest pace in 39 years. Stocks are higher on Wall Street. The Dow's up 211 points, NASDAQ ahead 56, and the S&P 26 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
So I invested in one of those fancy new exercise bikes. Without a doubt, a very special tool to help me get healthier. The problem is 3 days go by, then 4, and I've done nothing. And then it's night 5, and I'm sitting at the kitchen table, and I look down at myself, and I can't help but just laugh. Because there I am, wearing the exercise t-shirt that came with the bike, and I'm eating 2 corn dogs. And I think we'd all agree, the special tool only matters if we use it to our benefit. At United Faith Mortgage, we believe we have an advantageous tool for you. Our mortgage team is an arm of a bigger company who is a direct lender, which means our company gets to use its own money and make its own decisions. There's no middleman, and often this allows us to get you a better rate on your refinance or new home purchase, which can save you monthly and lifelong money. We are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Meadow Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. Not licensed in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
China has plunged a city of 13 million people into lockdown. The move aimed at stamping out a surge in coronavirus infections. Country's doubling down on its zero-tolerance policy just weeks before it will host the Winter Olympics in Beijing. The restrictions in the northeastern city took effect at midnight Wednesday. No word on when they might be lifted. They are some of the harshest measures since China imposed a strict lockdown last year on more than 11 million people in and around the city of Wuhan. That's where the coronavirus was first detected in late 2019. An estimated 22 million Ethiopians will require humanitarian aid in 2022, according to the UN. It expects Ethiopia's already intense humanitarian needs to rise in the coming year due to the ongoing conflict, drought and flooding, disease outbreaks, and an infestation of locusts. News and analysis at townhall.com. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill taking a closer look at the Astroworld Music Festival disaster.
A congressional committee is now investigating the Houston concert that ended with 10 people killed during a massive crowd surge. The House Oversight and Reform Committee has sent a letter to Live Nations Entertainment's president asking for information about the company's role in the November 5th festival, headlined by rap star Travis Scott. Among the information being sought, details about security, crowd control, and plans to deal with mass casualties at large events. Lawmakers also want to know if there were any pre-show briefings by Live Nation or anyone linked to it about safety concerns. I'm Oscar Wells Gabriel.
It was a powerful explosion, one that was felt by people for miles around. It happened early this morning at an ExxonMobil refinery in Baytown, Texas. The explosion and resulting fire leaving 4 people injured. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Of a morning without Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy day before the night before Christmas 2021, yeah. You're still going at it pretty heavy. I mean,
I know.
You gotta finesse it a little bit. There you go. Light touch. She likes to be touched light. Yeah, she likes a good light.
She does.
Touch. She likes a nice light touch. She likes a man with a gentle touch.
You'd say she's a Southern Belle.
She's a Southern Belle.
I do declare.
Clap, 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 clap. So I found, and I'm going to save it for next hour, but I found the explanation of Festivus, as told by George Costanza's father on Seinfeld. And actually, a kind of a little history of Festivus as a holiday, because it actually, I mean, it came into national significance thanks to Seinfeld, but technically it was a holiday, sort of. We'll explain coming up next hour. How's that for a tease? Stay tuned next hour, because we're going to break down Festivus for the rest of us. Yeah. You ever watch Seinfeld?
No.
It was a bit before your time, admittedly. Now, it was one of those shows that growing up I didn't appreciate like the significance of it, but then as like I got into kind of understanding how American like situation comedy works and kind of the inner machinations of it, I kind of have gotten into it over the years, and I really enjoy it. But it's one of those shows that's
I understand that it's a staple.
Yeah, but it's one of those shows when I was a kid, literally like I would be watching it was like Fox, I'd be watching The Simpsons, and the music for Seinfeld would come on, and he would be doing like the stand-up bit. And for some reason, as a kid, it was like I would be mad at myself if I didn't get to the TV as fast as I could, or the remote as fast as I could, and change the channel. Like, I don't know if it was just because it wasn't a cartoon and I wasn't like able to get into it. I don't know, but that was my thing. It's like, oh god, I gotta turn it off, and it was
adult content.
Yeah, stupid grown-up problems. Yuck. Yeah, but I never got into it. And granted, I was bit of an older kid at the time. I was like teenage-ish when Seinfeld. This was like what, 94, 95, around there. So I was young. I was like 11 or 12. Yeah, 95 I was 11. So yeah, so I was still semi-young. I don't know. Coming up this hour, we're going to be chit-chatting with John from Oasis Computers, or Mike did, and we'll be replaying that interview coming up here in just a few minutes. Plus, we'll have all your other hourly features this hour. Your news, your weather, your business update, and whatever else comes your way. So we're technically, the crunch is on. I mean, pretty much today is what you got. I mean, there's some places that are going to be open on Christmas Eve, but you better get it done today or tomorrow. And I got to tell you, while you're out looking, you want to keep your dollars as local as you can, because local dollars are the best dollars. Those are the ones that your friends and your family and your coworkers, those are the ones they get to see again and again.
It gets around.
That's right. That's right. So take your fold money and spend it local. One of the best places to do that is Vacuums Plus. and Anita's Treasures. Let's face it, getting a vacuum at Christmas kind of sucks, right? That's why Vacuums Plus invites you to come browse Anita's Treasures. Hundreds of great gift ideas for the holidays and the best prices in town on Southwest wall decor, dream catchers, metal wall art, and unique alien-themed merchandise, plus Southwest jewelry in turquoise, and copper, as well as Mexican balsa and sarape blankets, and even Baja jackets. Now, if you do need a vacuum, if you do need a little suction in your life, they have the new Titan and Cirrus Vacs priced well below Amazon, and better yet, you can actually get it by Christmas when you shop local. They also have a great selection of vacuums starting at $25. Vacuums Plus and Anita's Treasures, located on Poe and South Main right here in Roswell. The perfect gift for anybody this holiday season, even you. I waited till the last minute. What in God's name am I going to do, shoppers? They got you covered with gifts that don't suck. 11 minutes after 8 o'clock on your Wednesday or Thursday morning. Wow, I'm just traveling back in time. Yeah, Thursday morning. You know what it is? I don't want Christmas to be here yet, so I'm just pushing it back in time. Usually I'm trying to inch forward to the weekend, and now I'm like, let's just relive Wednesday again. On your Thursday morning, 11 minutes after 8 o'clock, let's get you up to date with the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Strong low pressure headed into our area. We won't be getting any rain, but we will have very gusty wind for the next few days. Breezy and mid to upper 70s and a mix of sunshine and clouds today. Overnight, partly cloudy in mid 40s and then windy conditions coming up on Friday. Sunshine, our high going up to 80. Wind gusting to 35 miles an hour. Sunny in mid 70s Christmas Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 41 degrees round Roswell Way. Humidity at a stable 33%, with winds out of the north at around 6 miles an hour and a barometer of about 30.05 inches. That's some good inches. Looking at a high of 75 degrees today with mostly sunny skies, light and variable winds out of the south 5 to 10 miles an hour in the afternoon. Partly cloudy with a low right around 44 degrees for tonight. Winds out of the southwest 5 to 10, and then the big winds blow into our area. Areas of blow and dust afternoon, otherwise mostly sunny and a high of right around 80 degrees, but windy is the big headline. Winds out of the southwest 10 to 20 miles an hour, increasing between 25 and 35 miles an hour. Steady winds tomorrow, and gusts as high as 45 miles an hour. So probably not the best day to go out kite flying, if kite flying was your Christmas Eve tradition. Friday night, partly cloudy, dropping down to about 47 degrees. Winds out of the west, 20 to 25 miles an hour, decreasing overnight to between 15 and 20. So hopefully that'll make Santa's journey across our Great Plains a little bit easier. That's mostly going to calm down after midnight. Wind gusts could get as high as 35 before midnight. So hopefully Santa makes his way to our area post midnight. Mostly sunny and 74 for your Christmas Day. Winds out of the west 10 to 15 miles an hour. Sorry for anybody who was hoping for a white Christmas. It is not going to happen. Unless, of course, you're heading down to Alamogordo. And then, well, who needs snow? You've got gypsum. Partly cloudy and dropping down to 50 for your Christmas night. Mostly sunny and 75 for Sunday. Partly cloudy and 39 for Sunday night. And then for your last Monday of 2021, mostly sunny and nice with a high of 69. 13 minutes after 8 o'clock on your Thursday morning. Gonna pause, pay a couple of these bills, and after this, gonna be sitting down with Mike and John from Oasis Computers on a morning semi without Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Stay tuned.
Times are changing, and today's funerals aren't always the sad and solemn events you might expect. This is Gabriel Casaus from Lagrone Funeral Chapel. Along with hymns and scriptures, today's funeral services are often filled with fish stories, country songs, and a joke or two, golf clubs and hot rods, favorite recipes, and kitchen disasters. At Lagrone Funeral Chapel, we believe a funeral should reflect your loved one's personality, passion, and sense of humor. When you lose a loved one, we're here, because at Lagrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
900 South Main, Roswell.
Roswell Roswell Skin Center, a brand new state-of-the-art facility located in the 400 Penn Plaza building here in Roswell, is now accepting new patients. Dr. Brandon Cometti and his team offer a full range of skin care services, including general dermatology, surgical and cosmetic procedures, including cutting-edge laser rejuvenation, Botox, filler, laser hair removal, chemical peels, and other non-invasive options to improve skin health and turn back the hands of time. Call and schedule your appointment at Roswell Skin Center today, 208-2509. That's 208-2509.
What does paying $10 a month for health insurance sound like? Yeah, kind of like that. Open enrollment is on now, and you may be able to get health insurance for $10 a month. And as New Mexico's health insurance marketplace, BeWellNM makes finding health insurance and signing up easy and affordable. And our services are free. Call us at 1-833-862-3935 or visit BeWellNM.com to get the assistance you need and to get insured. Because you just never know.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. During your lifetime, you'll produce enough saliva to fill 2 swimming pools. Spit out this bit of information at your next pool party. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us in studio this morning from Oasis Computers, John's back with us. Good morning, John.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Good.
How's
Good.
The holidays going for you here?
Very easy.
Good.
We don't have much going on these days, so.
Any folks coming in looking for talking out? Oh, well, the folks are looking for
Just
some
us.
stuff.
Yep.
Come see them.
Yep.
Good deal. Matter of fact, I know supply demands across the world and everything's
it's all
tricky.
a mess.
It is, but you're managing to get a hold of some of these computers. We talked a little bit about these last month. These, what's the name of this company again?
Framework.
Framework, and they design computers. They have entry level model. They get different, like
Well,
a
they
more
only have high end stuff, pretty much.
yeah, but it's like you can get one that's more souped up or more.
Yeah. This one that I got here is the do-it-yourself model, is what it's called, and I bought it with just bare bone in it.
Okay.
And then we added the memory, the hard drive, the modules on the site.
Okay.
I have to show you in a minute how that works. It's pretty neat. Yeah.
And well, the thing is different for folks that aren't knowledgeable other than on the user phase. Computers, especially if you buy computers from, your Dells and so forth like that, your major computer companies, they proprietize stuff. They make them build them, so not always are they built and designed to be upgradable. They build them so that they have a finite time on this earth, and then they want you to replace it.
Right. Part of the problem is just taking it apart. If you have a bad memory chip in there or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You saw me take this apart a minute ago. And it's 5 screws, literally. You get the screwdriver included with it. And then the top just comes off, and you put your stuff in it. Shouldn't any computer be like that?
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
Right.
So with this computer, in theory, if you want to upgrade it, you or say you've had this computer a couple of years, and you're like, well, the video card's a little slow now, the sound card is not, hard drive's a little light. This computer, you can literally buy an upgrade component, new hard drive or new sound card or whatever it is, and plug and play, pop it out, plug this in, and you're back in business with the upgraded computer. So in theory, you could literally have this computer for a good hunk of your life if you take care of it and update it as needed.
Right. Part numbers and instructions are with QR codes on the inside.
Okay.
If you need info says right here.
So you don't even have to be like, I need one of these parts, and you can scan it, and it'll tell you.
You can scan it, and it tells you info on it. You
Nice.
saw how this comes apart. You were kidding a minute ago about the water bottle here spilling it. Well, let's assume we did spill some. It runs in the keyboard. Very common. Now, in general, you got to just get the whole top for a machine.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get it. These guys supply these parts separately, so you can get the parts. And you can see it's all screwed in. You can take the keyboard out and replace the top. If you crack the screen, you can get that fairly easily. So that's the whole idea.
Things that are commonly broke on computers, things like people, spilling drinks in keyboards, people cracking screens and stuff, those are easily replaceable compared to what would have happened if you did those things to your current computer or laptop or something like that. So I love this because it's designed to go, I'm waiting for
somebody to come up with a smartphone that can do the same thing. I don't know if that'll ever happen in our lifetime, but because it's not the way of the world to make money that way. But
it should.
Yeah, it should be. But I mean, I could. Well, you could attest to this. You've repaired a screen or two in your day too on phones and things and tablets. They should be. If they made a tablet, maybe this framework needs to look at making a phone or a tablet.
Well, it's a startup company at this point, so we don't know for sure how it's going to work out.
So this one's got to succeed first.
Yes, and these are high-end models, like I said. Mm-hmm. This particular one is an i5. We put in a 250 gigabyte hard drive, and we got, I think, 8 gigabytes of memory on it.
Okay.
And then the system ends up right about $1,500.
Okay. And it runs... You run Windows on it?
I got Windows 11 installed on it, but you could run Linux on it or whatever you want.
So I'm curious when, obviously they order one through you. You can put whatever software they want on it too. But generally speaking, does it come bare bones or does it come with
No, you can pick what you want. The one that I got for myself, I bought completely assembled.
Okay.
And it's the i7. It's the top of the line, everything that they had.
So really, you get to pick and choose what software is on it. Again, another advantage. A lot of times you buy your Dells and so forth out there. They put them in with their whatever. Like if they sold a free thing of McAfee or whatever it is, they just load up your computer.
There's nothing loaded in here, and if you get it from them with Windows on it, it's just pure Windows like I would put on a machine. You add your own stuff. There's no advertisement stuff and whatever.
Stuff to try to get you to buy later.
And then, it does come with a screwdriver. Most machines come with a notice, do not take it apart, you lose warranty.
That sticker we were talking about earlier.
Right. So that's what you got here. And then the really nice thing on this is, too, we have had to scrap up machines because the USB ports or whatever get damaged, charge port, whatever. And sometimes it's just too much to fix. What they done here is they got USB 3.1 on the inside, what is here, goes into the board.
Yeah.
Well, it's more than protecting it. If you break this USB port here, well, get another one and stick it back in.
You don't have to replace
the new one comes in, and you can just plug it in there. Now, the other nice thing is they're like little modules here.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you want this to be? I need 4 USB ports.
Okay, so you can
put
easily
all 4.
swap them out.
I need USB 3.1, all of them. Okay, fine. I need a HDMI port on. Well, whatever. You just plug it in, can swap it out. And if you break the port, the HDMI port is always difficult to fix anyway.
Nice.
Very difficult. I kind of gave up on that. Here, you just can pull it out, put a new one in it if you happen to tear the cable off.
And obviously, because people are constantly plugging in, unplugging in those areas, those are common break areas for
you got
a computer.
A lot of people like a mouse on their machine. And then literally, like I do here, whoops. And then you break the plug in there.
You try to jam it in, it breaks a pin or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
I got an HP at the store that somebody traded in, and they broke one of the plugs on it. It's barely a year old. It looks like a nice machine. Looks similar to this one.
Yeah.
But, I couldn't fix the port. I just glued it shut so you can't use it.
Wow.
Still has 2 ports left, so it's not that bad. But, here you could just replace the little module on it.
A couple screws and pop it out.
But it's not even a screw. It's just a push button.
Quick release kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect. So in theory, like, say your buddy's got one of these, his broke, and you're like, all right, I'll take mine out real quick here, finish your job, pop it. So you can cannibalize off one another if you had 2 and you got a job you're in the middle of and something goes out that second. That might be another option.
The only thing we don't know at this point, what is the availability of parts? How are they moving in the future? Is it going to take off? It's a little on the high side, but then you get a lot of benefit on it.
Sure.
Upgradable, replaceable, fixable. So it may work, and it's a powerful machine. It's not one of these low-end things that, don't have the power for it.
What?
And it's got a fingerprint reader in the button here.
Okay, perfect. So you can, so it's secure and set up your security on it. Really, I love this because it's in a world of computers where you really give them money and you get back what you want plus a lot of filler a lot of times or a lot of things. This it's like every penny you're spending is going to exactly what you need for a computer.
Right. And then, of course, if it does come to repair, you saw me take this apart and then let it sit for a little bit. We fiddled with it a little bit. Take the top off and then, whatever, showed you. Put it back together. If you count up the time, how much did it take me? Like 3 minutes?
If that, yeah.
Yes. We have machines at the store that to do the same thing with is half an hour.
Wow.
20 screws and then, whatever,
Well, really? So
in that regards, if you look at labor rate,
you're losing money.
I'm losing money, but, it may be an expensive machine, but when the repair time comes, it may be a lot less.
Absolutely.
You may be winning
too.
there.
Well, and then and even still, the way this thing's designed, I mean, obviously, if you don't feel comfortable swapping motherboards and that kind of thing out, but the simple things that people take to like those USB ports and whatever, you don't have to go to see John to get that fixed. Now you literally order another one, pop, and you're back in business. So that'll save you a bill right there.
Yes, if you can handle that yourself, you can just go and edit yourself, or just it's just a lot easier. If you break that port on it, it's either like, well, sorry, I can't help you with that.
Yeah, gee whiz.
Or we replace the motherboard for $400 or something like that.
Okay.
Here it's like, I think these modules were like between $20 and $30, depending on which one it was.
Yeah, so basically pennies on the dollar
compared
to
right.
what it is. That's
so
to me. I love this concept. I really hope
it's the same as the Epson printers, the EcoTank.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 2 of those, and it saves me a tremendous amount of money on ink, because it comes with bottled ink that's a heck of a lot cheaper than the cartridges that they have. The thing, again, you pay about 2 to 3 times more for the printer than you can get for a similar printer that does have the cartridges in it. But I had an HP that cost me about $100 every half a year on ink.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I had the EcoTank printer that I bought extra ink for it for $50. Lasted me altogether 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So that's
a no-brainer.
100, 200, that's $400 versus $50.
Yeah.
Over 2 years.
I'll take that savings every time. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Now, and I forget, I think we discussed this last time. Do these come in different sizes? Can you get, like, if you want a bigger screen or 17-inch or something, do they make them in that? Or
as far as I've seen right now, this is it.
That's
Mine
the standard
is same size. Yeah,
okay.
And then, first glance, maybe the screen is the more square screen, not the long one. But it comes with the settings set higher than this, the one that I had.
Oh, you backed yours
so
off
that
a little bit.
Stuff is bigger. I like my stuff smaller, but I kind of like the longer screen in a way. But then, if you set it where this one is set for, think of it that your screen would be like this.
Right, like the letterbox or
and
whatever they call
here,
that.
Yes, here you get this much extra. Instead of saying I'm losing something, you get actually more.
And I just spilled a little on me there. And the resolution, everything looks beautiful on that.
Yeah,
thing.
it's a high-resolution screen on it. It's all high-end stuff. It's not, there's no blurriness to this screen.
And we've talked about that in the past. People like me that are visually challenged, sometimes you don't need thicker glasses. Sometimes you just get a better resolution computer.
Yeah, you can see it here. You got the small print in the bottom here. You can't see any dots in it. So this, I think this is 4K screen, if I'm not mistaken.
Very cool.
So that, again, adds to the cost and makes it higher.
Just for the bare bones model you got there, what does that cost you out the door on average?
This one here ends up about $1,500.
Okay.
And we actually got it, what did I pay for it? $980 with no memory, no nothing in it, from the factory.
Gotcha.
So anybody can order that in. I don't have a special price on this one.
Okay.
I haven't checked that out if there is some kind of a discount for reselling, whatever. But that's just the price. Bare bone was $980, I think.
Nice. To me, for a laptop that grows with you and lasts the rest of your life, in theory, it could, as long as you don't chuck it out a window or something.
Right.
I think that's a great thing because we spend that much money on a laptop now, and if we get 5 years out of it, that's kind of a win, you know what I mean? Without it being completely useless to you.
The other thing that's happened right now is that we have a lot of good machines. They're 7th generation or 6th generation Intel processors, and they just got all obsolete. Microsoft came out with Windows 11, and that will not run on a 7th generation. They're good machines. They do fine. They would have another 6, 7, 8 years maybe in it, the way things are going. But in 4 years, they don't get Windows updates or nothing no more. So no security in there no more.
So they're
in
capped.
this particular case, the way it's supposed to work out is if that would happen to this machine. So let's say 5 years from now, you got a great machine, wonderful, but my processor is obsolete. You order a new board in, and it should fit in here. That's the idea.
Yeah, everything is. Yeah, exactly. It's all built, designed,
right,
to
and then
plug and play almost.
It's the high end, so it takes up most of what we need now, and stuff always gets smaller. So in the future, they should just be able to make it fit in there.
Exactly. So
what is the idea that's what they're selling it on?
Sure. So even when if we advance to the next phase of technology and hard drives and whatever it is, be it whatever.
Screen is good.
Yeah.
Keyboard is good. The memory is good. The hard drive is good. Processor obsolete because I can't run a new Windows. Well, order in a new board instead of a whole new machine. Replace it in here, and you're up and running again.
Nice.
And
then, of course, if you get something and you're like, I want to beef this sucker up, you can upgrade it pretty easily. If you're like, oh, I love the hard drive, or I say, I love the, hard drive's a big one. It's like, I need more space. So boom, let's get it.
Yeah, in most machines, if you ever see me do this, it's take about 20 screws out of the bottom, then pry off the bottom. You don't know if the top comes off, the bottom comes off, whatever, till you get to it sometimes. Then you have to sometimes even remove the board in it to get to the hard drive. They put it on the bottom side or something like that. And, here you just 5 screws, lift the top up. You don't even have to unplug it, set it aside, take the drive out, put it back in, a new one, done.
Wow.
Memory's bad, same way.
It's almost like Legos, the Lego toys. You just boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom,
and the word that we always got from manufacturers was, you can't make it look good. You can't make it light and skinny. You can't. It's not strong enough. It needs to be glued, whatever.
That looks like
this is only 5 screws, and it's just as solid as any other machine.
And it's a beautiful, sleek laptop.
Yeah.
It's big enough to not feel like you're working on a tiny computer, but it's small enough to not feel like you're hauling around a hunkin' desktop around with you. It's a nice, perfect size laptop. I would say if someone,
I like it.
If you took a prototypical, what's a laptop size on prototypical type, this is the picture you get, is that laptop. So
that's right.
I think it's great. I love this concept. I love the idea. I hope this company takes off to where this is a staple, and at some point, it's a household name like Dell.
I hope so. I do my best to get it there.
Yeah, good deal. So, if you are interested in learning more about this style of computer, ordering one for yourself, John at Oasis Computers can help you do that. And you've been really putting this thing through its Pepsi challenge for several months now. And that's the thing I like about John. Before John gets on this radio and starts talking about a product here, he's been playing with it, trialing it, erroring it, testing it. So it's going through a gauntlet with John before he gets on the radio here and tells you, yeah, I think this is a good product. So
can't sell it to you if I don't know how it works or what it does or whatever. I just don't feel comfortable with that.
Yeah, exactly.
If I like it, I can tell you this is good. But
yeah, and I know enough to know about you that you're kind of like, hey, if I'm trying to get my customers to the quickest possible solution to their problem, that's kind of always been all right, we're trying to make it as easy as possible for you to get your problem fixed that you have here. So when he comes in and tells you this is a good computer, I would say, yeah. I mean, if he's telling you this is simple.
This is simple and good.
That you can take that to the bank as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
And I guess I got to ask for the younger audience. I got to ask. I know you and I don't care, but can you get them in different colors and stuff like that?
I don't think yet.
I don't know, interchangeable red and blue, because I know
but you
younger
can also
folks
always get a can of paint.
There you go.
Stickers.
That's why God made stickers.
Right. Exactly. No, the selection is somewhat limited at this point.
Sure.
Still.
Well, it's a new company.
But then on the other hand, one of the complaints I have by most manufacturers is, why do they have 30 different models?
It's too many options, yeah.
Right. Basically 3 models would be enough?
I think, yeah, because you got really people. You got people that want convenience and size, smalls that they can do anywhere. You got ones that want the biggest visual experience possible.
Well, maybe a little bit more than 3, but you got, from your performance-wise, low performance if you don't do much, a little bit of internet stuff, medium for, some heavy-duty work. If you run it hard, high-end machine.
Yeah.
And those are the 3 models that I was talking about. Memory, if it's like this, you can just select if you need more or not very easily. It's not that it's like Apple built on board and... You better buy the one with the most memory because you can't upgrade.
Yeah, once you're committing the rest of your life
this
to that
thing here, you put 8 gigabytes. And that's enough for me for right now. And then you start doing something different with it. So I really need 32. Well, just 5 screws, lift it up, put it in.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all
Buy a
there
new
is to
one.
it.
It's to me, it really it's almost like the NASCAR cars of computers where they can go in, it goes into the pit stop, go in and, literally pop in, boop, boop, boop. It's back on the track racing.
Right.
You're back on the computer doing your thing with it in minutes instead of hours.
Yeah,
now.
sitting here with it and just taking the screws off so I could show you what it's like. Dang, that's easy.
And I would imagine even the clumsy ones that drop things all the time and stuff gets broke. I would imagine this one's in your wheelhouse. If you're constantly
screen replacement, depending on touchscreen or not.
Yeah.
The difficult to do a lot of times, expensive.
This one, not so much.
This one is geared to replace that. I'm not sure if the whole top gets replaced or the screen separately in it. Haven't checked that out.
Got to break a screen and find out how.
But you can get the replacement,
Yeah.
And then the other thing is they do supply the parts. If you need parts for your HP, Dell, whatever, where do you go? eBay.
Yeah.
We used to get parts from manufacturers before the internet really was there, and we almost never bought any.
Sure.
Your machine is $700. You need a motherboard in it. Well, that's $699. Buy the whole machine,
right? Exactly. Yeah.
So the parts were always so expensive,
and
for
not to
us
mention,
anyway.
Not to mention too, where there's options on parts, and like you said, if other proprietors are making it, does it work as advertised with originally the way it did? I mean, that's debatable. Where this is it's literally the company. Boom, it's the same parts. You're going to swap one out, and not notice any difference in performance or anything else. That you're really not missing a beat with these. That's you're able to live your life. Things happen. Quick fix. Move on with your life.
And then as you saw inside how nicely built it was.
Yeah.
It looks very similar to if you take an Apple apart, what's considered the the best ones in the way they make stuff. This looks just like it.
To me, this company's going against the philosophy of the entire computer industry. You know what I mean?
The world seems to be doing.
You're right. The world.
Can
industry,
I sell another one?
And I love that because one of the things, especially as we get older, the more we miss is like, man, they make things like they used to. You buy something that's built to last, and we don't live in that world anymore.
Right. The world still is, can I sell you another one?
Yeah.
This kind of stuff is like, how long can I make it last so I don't have to throw it away?
Yeah. It is the Depression era mindset computer, which we could need right now.
So... No, I like it. I hate to throw stuff away that's still good.
Sure. If there's life left to be had with it, let's do something with it.
If it needs to be replaced because it doesn't do the job, fine. Okay. If newer stuff comes out that's better, fine.
Sure.
But, like this thing again, if there's a newer processor, you can change that board out. And your screen, I saw, is very good. I don't think it's going to be much better in the near future. So,
well, when you do those upgrades, you're literally... Because that's something cool. Every time you do those kind of things, like, oh, man, my computer's fast again, or my computer's... Think about, now you get to have that experience anytime you desire, but you didn't pay $1,500 or $2,000 every time you did it. Now you pay $200 for a new motherboard or hard processor or whatever. I needed to get I'm bogged down because my hard drive's full. Well, get a new one in.
The port replacement is one of the most significant things.
Yeah, and that's what you can probably upgrade with. So whatever the next level generation of HDMI's and whatever goes past that, a $20 dongle, basically, you pull out and pop back in, basically. It's amazing.
That's a beautiful way of handling that.
Yeah. It's called Framework, is the company?
Framework, yes. The website is frame.work.
Okay. So
and the company is called Framework.
Good deal. So maybe do a little research on your own if you want.
Yeah.
Come talk to John. And if you, like I said, we just did the cursory 20, 30 minutes of talking about it here. But if you got your own personalized questions and things like, hey, I do this, how would this help me? John can tell you specifically what
if you want something good, and if you are getting sick and tired of just having to throw it away again, look into this.
Yeah, I love the concept behind this company, and I think I'm good on my computer right now. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of move. But when I'm about ticked off at this thing, I might this might be.
I guess we'll have to check back in about 3 years or so, see if it's still all going.
Well, and then maybe that's robbing me up. But hey, but I got a feeling I can't. This company's going to. I mean, if there's no other company really like this out there that's doing it, they're doing it. And I know the demand in the world is there for this.
Right.
There's absolutely no question in my mind it is. I can't imagine this thing not. I got a feeling you and I are talking about, like, you ever heard? And then, like, in 2 years from now, it's going to be a household name. You know what I mean?
I hope so.
I feel like that.
I hope so.
The way, at least the product is a product that is
if
long
nothing
overdue.
else, let it be like Elon Musk. He starts electric cars, and everybody goes like, "Yeah, well, I don't know," and he makes them take off.
Yeah.
Now everybody is making electric cars.
Yeah. So maybe this is setting a new trend.
Right. If this doesn't make it, maybe all the other ones be more like this one.
This one spawns the one that does.
If nothing else, yes.
Which
I hope so.
As long as if we could get everyone on board with this ideology, and
especially with a little look at Apple, make your stuff fixable for God's sake.
Well, and to be honest, I got it because Apple and Google, and they love to be very proprietized on all this, particularly Apple on locking people out of their stuff and things like this. I got to imagine this platform and model can still be done with that thought process in mind, even more so. You know what I mean? Like, now it's like, hey, we're customizable, but just with our stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
I can't imagine why Apple or someone would embrace this same theory or philosophy in some of their computer making. If this company can prove to those companies that this is the model, then maybe we'll start seeing Apple and Google change their game up and doing the same thing. So that's how change works in the business industry.
Right. This still has the battery on the inside, but it's only 5 screws and it's real quick to get to it. It's not really like the other ones.
The next guy will invent the one we just.
But with these and the battery's just screwed in. Apple has the batteries glued in. You got to put a bunch of alcohol on it, loosen the glue up, and then try to peel it off.
Arts and crafts on it.
Yeah. There's no reason to do that, really.
Yeah.
Unless you just say, well, it's not repairable, buy another one.
Yeah, to get you to say that. That would be it. I love this. So I really hope this thing is springboards into international attention here. But in the meantime, come on down to Oasis Computers. Now, if you're like, I'm not ready to get one of these yet, but I need John to resurrect some things I've got here. He can handle that for you too and get them back going. He's still doing a lot of works with, if you've got the old hard drives and stuff, you want to get to solid state and all that.
We're still doing it.
Still doing it. That's another great, inexpensive way to get a new computer, is taking this computer that's 4, 5, 6 years old. It's got the spin-up hard drive, swap in with solid state. It's like a brand new computer all over again.
Right, that's amazing.
You paid $100, $200, depending on what hard drives you get and things like that.
Most go for the 240 gigabyte hard drive. Seems to be plenty of space for almost everybody. And to do that, it's $180.
There
we
you
either clone the drive or we reinstall Windows, depending on what we want and need.
Good deal. So you can, in essence, put everything back on there, and then next thing you know, you went from all right, I'm going to turn on the computer, go get a sandwich, come back to I'm going to turn on the computer. I'm going to go get it. Oh, wait a minute, it's already up.
Well, yes, I hadn't quite realized it, but I get some machines in where we do not upgrade the hard drive. We just need Windows installed on it, and when they bring it in, I say, they're probably ready tomorrow. And those are always ready the day after tomorrow. And finally I go, what is going on? Oh, you need to install windows. You write everything to the drive a lot. And they're so much slower that it makes it that if you bring it in now, I can tell you pretty much you're probably going to have it back tomorrow. On the machine where we don't replace the drive, but we need to reinstall Windows, it won't make it tomorrow.
Yeah.
It seems to turn the day after.
Wow. So it's interesting. I love So again, this is where John can help with that stuff. And of course, if you're looking, I know the world we live in, supply and demand's tricky, but if you're looking for stuff like that, talk to John. He's doing his magic, trying to get stuff in and supply, and and looking at, obviously it's probably taking a little longer to get these computers than you're hoping for, but you are getting them, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, the way they have sold these is you put an order in, and they collect orders, cost you $100. If you change your mind, you can get your $100 back.
Okay.
But then when they get them ready, they let you know, okay, we're going to build them, and we should have them ready by next week or so.
Okay.
And then we ship them out, so you should get it within like 2 weeks.
Oh, not bad.
And then they charge you the rest as to what's left over on it.
Okay, cool.
And so you just don't order one in right now. It just take a little bit of time.
Sure. Well, it is a company, and they got to work their logistics too, because they're it sounds like a really ingenuitive, great company, but they're not a charity. They're in to make money like the rest of us, and so they gotta do their logistics their way to turn a profit here.
Right.
Too.
Once they get bigger, that may not may be done different. I don't know.
They'll get it's whenever you get bigger, people learn bigger, faster ways to do their products and things here. So great. I'm excited. I hope you and I are talking a year from now, and this company's is a household name. That'd be pretty cool.
We shall see.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, if you need any help, any questions about anything, new computers, old computers, repair computers, network service issues, all of that stuff, John can help you. He's for I guess you could say customer visitor hours or in the AMs at Oasis Computers. And then he reserves afternoons to fix problems and make house calls and things like that.
That's correct.
But you're open Monday through Friday?
We're open Monday through Friday from 8 till 1. I need to leave at 1. Please don't bring it in later than about 12:30.
That's
so
a
I
hard
can have
one.
A look
He's got to be out the door.
Yes, because of what happens at the house.
Got to take care of a family. Yeah.
Right.
Good deal. So yeah, if you come in at 12:55, unless it's a 5-minute problem, he's not going to have a lot of time.
Right. And I'm running too late. I've learned that lesson.
But and then of course, those weird and that gives him flexibility. If you've got a unique thing or something like that, he can take care of that in the afternoon. And when he's got
if
more
we have something special, training or whatever, we use the afternoon also for a special appointment.
Good deal. So
we fix stuff. We do it by special appointment, and we go on service calls, run errands. By myself now. So.
But if it's like quick fix stuff, a lot of times you come in there in the morning, you bring it by, and you're like, oh, I need a new power cord or something. A lot of times you can do that right there, and
we don't take it in the back and then wait till the next day and then take 5 minutes to fix it. Charge half an hour. No, that's not the way we do it.
No.
Had a lady in yesterday. She brought it in and says it's not working. It's locked up. So she said start it up over here. We started it up. I look at it and I go like, oh, yeah, you have no problem. It's fixed. Here you go. Out the door again.
And she was probably happy as can be.
Yeah, no, more surprised.
First she was like, what do you mean that was it?
Fixed already?
Yeah, you can't fix them too quick. They think you didn't do your job right.
Well, they see me do it, and I always ask, please try it in case it's not fixed.
Sure.
Because sometimes it's not fixed.
Sure,
most of the time it is.
That I'm telling the choir here on this one, but as we all know, some moments you're looking on your computer like, oh yeah, and then what happens is as soon as you tell the guy that fixes it, it don't do it again, and that's for us lay people, that is like a thing. We're like, the computer, I told you it was doing it when I did it. I'm sure you've heard that 1,000 times. Give out your phone number and for folks if they want to call in and
call
have
us at 575-625-9141.
Very good. Call that, and again, leave a voicemail if
you leave a message, a voicemail, I will try to call you back. If you don't leave anything, I may not call back.
Yep. Or and like I say, come on by. here in the mornings here. They're on Atkinson, right behind the Wool Bowl there.
Garden.
Dang it, did I get it wrong again? Oh, I'm stupid. I can never get that right.
Garden.
Garden just does not sit in my head. I don't know why.
I know where the street is. I sometimes drive on the wrong street to go where I need to be.
I know where it is. I just don't pay attention to street signs. And I'm like, what is that? I don't remember.
Well, if you just say it's, if you go at the rear exit of the Wool Bowl, you look at our building.
That's why I try not, I should just shut up and say it's behind the Wool Bowl and leave it at that.
That would be good.
Well, John, Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Merry Christmas to you and everyone else.
And we will see you here in hopefully a brighter, happier 2022 here for everybody. So.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be back this year. Oh.
Yeah, we're not going to let you back this year.
No. But we'll see the third Wednesday on next year.
We will see you next year. And we thank you very much for spending time with us. Thanks for keeping us up to date in 2021. And we look forward to more fun and frivolity next year here. So thank you, John.
Good.
All right,
You're
take
welcome.
care. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Sorello. The Chavez County Sheriff's Office investigating a homicide in the Valley area of the county south of Roswell. Sheriff Mike Harrington took to Facebook Wednesday to ask for help from the public in solving the case. Anyone with information can call 575-624-6500. Media outlets reported deputies responded to the 6300 block of Miller Road. That's where they found the woman in her 20s deceased inside a home. No other details have been provided. New Mexico's largest electric provider is appealing a recent decision by state regulators to reject a proposal to transfer its shares in a coal-fired power plant that supplies customers in New Mexico and Arizona to a Navajo energy company. The Public Regulation Commission voted earlier this month against the proposal, saying Public Service Company of New Mexico did not specify how the lost power would be replaced. Commissioners also had concerns about investments the utility sought to recover through bonding that would be backed by customers. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The average person spends 6 months of their lifetime waiting for a red light to turn green. Share this information with a police officer that pulls you over the next time you run a red light. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 9 minutes away from 9 o'clock. Let's get you up to date with that weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Strong low pressure headed into our area. We won't be getting any rain, but we will have very gusty wind for the next few days. Breezy and mid to upper 70s and a mix of sunshine and clouds today. Overnight, partly cloudy in mid 40s and then windy conditions coming up on Friday. Sunshine, our high going up to 80. Wind gusting to 35 miles an hour. Sunny in mid 70s Christmas Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. The White House downplayed a statement by the U.S. Secret Service that nearly $100 billion at minimum has been stolen from COVID-19 relief programs, saying Wednesday that the estimate is based on old reports. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said, when asked to comment on the figure, said there's no research, data, or analysis of fraud. U.S. consumer confidence rose this month as Americans shrugged off concerns about rising prices and COVID-19's highly contagious Omicron variant. The Conference Board, a business research group, said Wednesday that its Consumer Confidence Index, which takes into account consumers' assessment of current conditions and their outlook for the future, rose in December to the highest reading since July. On Wall Street, the Dow up 261 points, the Nasdaq rose 181, and the S&P 500 up 47 points. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
It's that time of year when your home is filled with friends and family. The perfect time for new furniture from Glenn's. Reinvent your living room with stylish power reclining furniture. Make room for the whole family with a big, beautiful dining table. Surprise your out-of-town visitors with new bedroom furniture. Glenn's has quality furniture you'll be proud of for years, and they'll deliver it for free. So hurry to Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda in Roswell. Glenn's, making the season bright and beautiful since 1953.
The most wonderful sale of the century is on now at Roswell Nissan. Prices slashed across the lot, 0 down and no payments for 90 days. Get a 2017 Sentra for just $219 a month, a 2013 Civic for just $199 a month, or a 2011 Hyundai Tucson for just $169 a month. And play Lucky Lotto to win cash and prizes. Just watch your mailbox and bring in your mailer for the chance to win up to $25,000 cash. The most wonderful sale of the century on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their tunnel wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
Fever is a potential sign of COVID or the flu, and the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Be accurate with Exergen. Exergen Temporal Scanners, available at Walmart and other fine retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com. That's EXERGEN.com. Exergen is changing the way the world takes temperature.
More than 1 in 3 people will face cancer in their lifetime. Unfortunately, fear can stop you from getting your cancer screening, but it won't stop cancer. Early detection can save your life. Don't wait for symptoms to appear to act. Cancer screening is safe, effective, and accessible for everyone, including free or low-cost screening programs. Go to cancerscreeninfo.com right now for free screening resources and recommendations from the American Cancer Society. Don't wait. Early detection can save your life. Go to cancerscreeninfo.com today. cancerscreeninfo.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. A U.S. quarter has 119 grooves on its edge. A dime has 1 less groove. So by definition, that makes a dime less groovy. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 4 minutes away from 9 o'clock. Hey, stay tuned next hour. We're going to be doing something a little interesting. Tanner and myself are going to get some family on the phone. Tanner, come in here real quick. I got a quick pre-interview questionnaire I need to run by you. Just a couple things I want to make sure I know, because I'm not going to be like I don't want to call her Tanner's mom the whole time. So, what's your mom's name? I guess the first question.
Sherry.
Sherry. Okay, good. So Sherry. I guess could have called her Mrs. Tanner
or Mrs. Todd.
Yeah, Mrs. Todd. Yeah, but I was gonna do the whole Tanner's mom. Did Tanner come out and play? But so Sherry. Okay. So we'll be sitting down with Tanner's mom, Sherry, via the phone, and my sister Penny. We'll be chatting with them coming up next hour. Just kind of chit-chatting about Christmas traditions growing up and kind of how things were in the Todd household and in the name redacted household growing up. It's McKellips. Is the pull back of the curtain. My real last name is McKellips, but
I thought it was Mouse.
No, it's not. Smalls is just kind of a moniker I've gone by for many years, and honestly I prefer that over the other one. That one's got less traction on it, you know. It's newer. It's got that new last name smell to it. I don't know, but we'll be chit-chatting about kind of what Christmas was like growing up in our households as children. You were born in let's see, you're 28, so you were born like what, 93?
Yes.
Nice. I'm semi good at math. Who knew? I was actually doing that based on my brother, who I think is like 23 now, and he was born in 97. So yeah, give or take. Yeah. So 93. So it's just I'm trying to like think generationally. Like there was I'll give you an example. There is a commercial that I don't think we play it on this station, but I know we play it on some of the other stations, and it's a Lowell's commercial. We play it every year.
Lowell's?
Lowell's. Yes. We play it every year around Christmas time, and it's just. I didn't grow up here, but this commercial, to me, every time I hear this commercial, it's so iconic of, like, my Christmas growing up. And I can't even put my finger on what it is about this. Maybe it's like the voiceover, the way that it sounds old, but this commercial really makes me think of the holidays.
Here's a special holiday message from Lowell's Pharmacy. Lowell's Pharmacy, located at 612 North 13th Street here in Artesia. Ask one simple question.
I'm
Have you ever
goosebumps
seen
right
a
now.
kid at Christmas time For us kids of any age, it's one of the most exciting times of the year. It's a tree and tinsel and wrapping paper and shiny games and trains. Snow for some folks, rain for others, and sunshine at a lot of places. It's special sales and visiting aunts and uncles. It's mistiness and tears and smiles and lots of hope for coming years. But Lowell's Pharmacy would like to offer a simple way to remember the most important thing about this season. Just remember that when we spell Christmas, Christ always comes first.
I always like this commercial because the way the music swells at the end, it's got that very like Bing Crosby-esque Christmas tone. We got to go. We're getting at the top of the hour. But that commercial just kind of sums up like the holiday feel to me. But we'll be getting into a little Christmas state of mind next hour. That's right here on A Morning Without Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Stay tuned.
Your home for Armed American Radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
I'm Rich Thomason. It's spreading like a virus. Pandemic fatigue infecting a lot of Americans determined to reconnect with family and friends this holiday season.
It's not back to pre-pandemic levels, but AAA says it looks like quite a rebound for holiday travel this year. More than 109 million Americans are expected to travel at least 50 miles between now and January 2nd, a nearly 34% jump from 2020. Many will be on the road, of course, but AAA also says airlines are likely to see a 184% increase from last year. Delta says it expects to fly about 8 million people, more than double, while American plans about 5,000 daily flights, up from 3,700. However, both airlines note international travel has been the most affected by Omicron. I'm Ben Thomas.
2 Democrat lawmakers, one in Philadelphia, the other in suburban Chicago, among the latest victims of urban crime. Both of them hijacked at gunpoint, neither injured. Americans loosened up the purse strings last month. Consumer spending rose 0.6%.
It's a solid gain, but it falls below the 1.4% surge in October. The Commerce Department reports personal incomes rose 0.4% in November, slightly lower than the 0.5% increase in October. Both gains came after a 1% plunge in incomes in September. That was the month the government benefit programs, such as expanded unemployment benefits, came to an end.
Correspondent Jeremy House saying that consumer spending drives roughly 70% of U.S. economic activity. Just how bad was inflation over the past year? Commerce Department says that consumer prices soared 5.7%, the fastest clip in 39 years. And stocks are soaring on Wall Street. The Dow's up 224 points, the NASDAQ better by 110 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Your pets have the same energy they used to? Do they have problems with itching, scratching, a dull coat, or goopy ears? Then your pets need Dinovite.
DINOVITE.com.
For over 20 years, pet owners have trusted Dinovite to supplement their pet's diet.
We started Dinovite, and in our first box, we noticed a difference.
Dinovite is an all-natural daily supplement made from whole foods that help support your pet's immune system, digestion, skin, and coat.
Within 3 weeks, he's not scratching and itching, and he's an all-around happier dog.
Today's commercial pet foods are processed at high temperatures, which bakes out all the essential goodness. These processed foods can lack the essential vitamins, enzymes, and probiotics that contribute to overall good health. Adding a scoop of Dinovite to your pet's food bowl is the answer.
If you love your pets as much as I do, you'll want to do what's best for them to live long, healthy, happy lives.
I have 2 cats and 2 dogs. All 4 of them are on the Dinovite.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
DINOVITE.com.
Croatia's government has okayed a plan to pay citizens big money if they return home from abroad to start a business.
Croatia's population has been falling at an alarming rate over the past decade. European Union figures suggest that 15% of working-age Croats live in other EU countries, and around 40,000 people join them every year. With a current population of just 4 million, Croatia simply can't continue like this. The government's answer is the I Choose Croatia scheme. It'll pay Croats as much as $30,000 if they return and set up a business. There'll also be financial incentives for existing Croatian entrepreneurs to move to depopulated areas of the country.
The BBC's Guy Delany. Happened in the dead of night. Workers at the University of Hong Kong spent hours taking apart, carting away a 26-foot-tall memorial to victims of the Tiananmen Square massacre in China. News and analysis, townhall.com. Pay what you owe, don't worry about it, at least for now.
The Biden administration will not require federal student loan payments until May 1st. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki.
Millions of people across the country are still struggling with the ongoing threat of the pandemic. Many of them are student loan borrowers.
Interest rates will remain at 0% during that period, and debt collection efforts will be suspended. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Turns out that November was a pretty good month in the residential real estate business. Word this morning that sales of new single-family homes rose by 12.4% last month. It was the fastest pace in 7 months. The home industry benefiting from low mortgage rates and high demand for houses. Once again on Wall Street this hour, the Dow's up 211 points, the S&P 32 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. One more time on a morning without Mike Winters. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres inviernos.
Of a morning without Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday to you. Still a little heavy-handed on the bell there, buddy. You gotta let it spring back up a bit. There you go. Nice. That was a good one. That one had some tonality to it. I like that. Yes, the day before, the night before Christmas. So, Mom, Dad, if you're going to pull a successful Christmas out of your keister, you might want to stand up. I keep saying that, but I'm saying that mostly to myself because...
Give your children money.
Yes, give your children money. Actually, you know what? That's not bad advice. Gift cards are kind of constrictive. Like, here's some money to spend at a very specific place. Now bear in mind, the gift card that we received here as a company at Pecos Valley Broadcasting was massive, massive help. It's funny, too. I used it yesterday. The guy behind the counter actually, went wide-eyed when he saw what the balance was remaining. He was like, wow, there's a lot on here. I'm like, yeah, that was a Christmas bonus from the boss. And I was kind of just beamed, smiling. It was so, yeah, big thanks to Gene for that card. But
thank you.
That having been said, gift cards can be a bit constrictive. So, yeah, it seems impersonal, but just give out cash. I mean, if you're this close to the wire, nobody is going to complain.
Well, it depends on the kind of gift card.
Well, sure. I was just going to say nobody's going to complain about a well-placed 20 wrapped up, What you do is you take a $20 bill and you wrap it up 16 times so that people have to rip through the whole thing. And so
you might break it, though.
Yeah, but you just tape it back up.
I guess you could do that.
You could just tape it. It's fine.
Isn't that like akin to counterfeiting, though?
Kind of. One of the things. Well, taping it. No, you can legally tape Tinder.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't tape two bills of different denominations together. I don't think to make a 30. Get a 20 and a 10. Now that's a 30. It's half 20, half 10. Well, it spins the same.
Come on.
It all spins the same.
Come on.
I'll suspend my disbelief until they start doing that with quarters. then I'll be impressed. You can do that like half quarter, half nickel. It's 30 cents. Too shabby. It's a 30-cent piece. But yeah, I was actually just reminded of another one of those like Christmas party things that it wasn't a family thing, but this popped up at a couple of parties a few years ago. And so I'm curious if you or anybody has ever done this. What you do is you get like several different presents, like money, items, like a watch, different things like that, with the center of it being $100 bill. And then you wrap things up in several different layers. Like you put a 20 in a layer and you wrap it up, and nothing in this layer, like a gift card in another layer. And then everybody has to wear oven mitts. And the goal is to pass it around and see who can open the package. And if you can open up a layer and you get something, then you have to pass the ball around.
Yes.
The goal being to try to get down to, you have like a certain amount of time to do it. And the goal being to get down to the big prize at the bottom. Did you guys ever do anything like this?
I've done it once.
Once? It was weird. It was like a big thing for like a year and a half or like 2 years at Christmas, and then like nobody did it ever again. It's like, was it like a Pinterest thing? Was a TikTok traditions a thing back then? I don't know, but it just seemed like we all did it, and then now nobody does it. It's like the TikTok pasta. I'm maybe the only person that still does that.
Pasta?
Are you not familiar?
No.
Well, then, Tanner, I'm about to blow your mind. So here's what you do. You take a casserole dish, okay?
Okay.
You take a thing of the grape or cherry tomatoes, like the containers, the plastic containers you get from the store. You just spread those out into a casserole dish. A little garlic, salt and pepper, little olive oil, okay? Mix it around, get it all nice and, make sure that everybody knows each other. And then you take a solid block of feta cheese. Okay. Put it square in the middle. A little more olive oil, a little more salt and pepper, Italian seasoning if you prefer. What I do is I put black garlic on top. You can get black garlic paste up at the Walmart.
Chupacabra rub?
No, not that. I've never tried that. That might be amazing. By the way, ring the bell. Chupacabra for the sophisticated griller.
Not fast enough.
You let me down, Tanner. You let me down. But so then what you do, you take that, you put it into a 425-degree oven for 25 or so minutes. While you're doing that, you make your favorite pasta. Any kind of pasta can do. I prefer the penne. Hi, Penny. You can do any kind of pasta, whatever. Drain your pasta like you normally would. Take that out of the oven. Mix the pasta in with the feta and get everything all squished up and mixed together. I mix in chicken with it too. It is game-changingly good. It is so good. I can't pinpoint or explain it, but the way I make it, it makes enough to where we had it for days afterwards as like lunches and stuff, and it gets better over time. Feta is one of those cheeses that smells terrible but tastes amazing.
I'm sure it melts nice.
It weirdly does because it's a soft cheese, and as soon as the fork, I know I'm boring people with my recipe here, but it's like one of my favorite things to make, and I picked it up off TikTok. It was huge in 2021, and I feel like it's going to be one of those things that's going to like slowly go the way of... I think you're just
making people hungry.
I'm making me hungry right now. It's like, it's super easy to make. It's just like, the casserole dish and boil your pasta. You don't
the
even
moral of
technically
the story is
have
dump
to wash
things into a dish, heat it for a certain amount of time, and then enjoy.
You just explained cooking. That sums up cooking for anybody who's afraid to venture into the kitchen. That's just throw stuff into stuff and see what tastes good. It works. Yeah. I'm literally happy as a clam when I'm sitting there eating. The other night we had sardines and oysters out of a can, right?
Ooh.
With Frito scoops and hot sauce. It was so good. It was next level good. It's garbage food, I know.
I'm just picturing you sticking an oyster into a Frito bean dip.
No, not
Oh my
Frito
gosh.
bean dip. No, the Frito scoops, the corn chips.
Okay.
Yeah. Just using those as like the vessel with which to
use the Frito chip to get the oyster.
And then just slather the bad boy in hot sauce, and then it's great.
I was gonna say it already has a shell, so you could use that to dip it in whatever you want.
No. Canned oysters? You ever had canned oysters?
Oh no.
No, they're just like.
Oh, you don't have the shell.
No.
Okay.
It would be a much bigger can and much harder to eat, I would think.
You have a big tin of oysters.
We're rambling now. Coming up this hour, we're going to be doing something a little different. We'll be chit-chatting with my sister Penny and Tanner's mom Sherry coming up here in just a bit. Just reminiscing a bit about traditions, and me and my sister were already kind of chit-chatting a little bit about stuff that we remembered. And I triggered a couple memories for her of like the weird Christmas baggies that we would get from church. We'll talk about all that coming up in just a bit. No,
dime bags.
Right, yeah. Well, I'm sure once I tell you what this is, this will trigger a memory because I've seen this in other, like, the church Christmas goodie bags before. It always consists of like these things, and I'm curious to see if it's like a universal thing. So we'll talk about that coming up here in just a few minutes. Plus all your other hourly features, which include your Sean Hannity update, your town hall business news, and whatever else should grace the hallowed halls here at Mornings with Mike Winters. So by the way, quick programming note, tomorrow for Christmas Eve, we're going to be running the Best of Hugh Hewitt in place of this show. Same thing goes for Monday and Tuesday. We'll be running a Best of Hugh Hewitt from 7 to 10 o'clock. And then on Wednesday of next week, fearless leader himself, Mixmaster Mike Winters, back inside the captain's chair, hopefully to regale us with all the stories he brings from Washington, D.C. and the surrounding areas. But there you go. Quick programming note, so now you're in the know. 14 minutes after 9 o'clock, let's get you up to date with the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Strong low pressure headed into our area. We won't be getting any rain, but we will have very gusty wind for the next few days. Breezy and mid to upper 70s and a mix of sunshine and clouds today. Overnight, partly cloudy in mid 40s and then windy conditions coming up on Friday. Sunshine, our high going up to 80, wind gusting to 35 miles an hour. Sunny in mid 70s Christmas Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 46 degrees around Roswell, humidity at 29%. Winds are calm at the moment with a barometer at 30.05 inches. For today, a low pressure front moving in. We'll deal with the winds tomorrow, but otherwise, pretty nice for your countdown to Christmas. Mostly sunny, 75 degrees for the high. Winds out of the northwest, 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming south later in the day. Partly cloudy, dropping down to 44 for the overnight low. And then tomorrow, the winds blow into our area for Christmas Eve. Areas of blow and dust after 11 a.m., otherwise mostly sunny, a high of almost 80. Winds out of the south 10 to 20 miles an hour, increasing to between 20 and 25 to 35 later in the afternoon. Gusts up to 45 for your Christmas Eve. The winds should start to die down once Santa makes his way over southeastern New Mexico. Partly cloudy, a low of around 47 for your Friday night. Breezy with winds 15 to 25 miles an hour for Christmas Day. Mostly sunny, 74 degrees. So, board shorts and tank tops on Christmas, not too shabby. Almost room temperature on the outside. Winds out of the southwest, 10 to 15 miles an hour. Calming down for your Boxing Day, 75 and mostly sunny, breezy for your Sunday. And then as we head into the last Monday of 2021, mostly sunny and a high of 69 degrees. 16 minutes after 9 o'clock. Going to pause, pay a couple of these here bills, get my sister on the phone, and after these we'll be chit-chatting with Penny from Parts Unknown. Stay tuned to another morning without Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
I'm Chip Davis of Mannheim Steamroller. Okay, there's Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen. So where does Rudolph fit in? I love the story of Rudolph because I once wrote commercials for radio and television. Years ago, a man named Johnny May also wrote commercials. He worked for the Old Montgomery Ward department stores, and he created Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer for the store's 1939 Christmas season. 10 years later, songwriter Johnny Marks added the music. Gene Autry added his voice.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
And today, over 65 years later, Rudolph is still going strong. And that's what I'd call a successful ad campaign. I'm Chip Davis for Mannheim Steamroller.
Brought to you in part by ExpressVPN, securely encrypting your connections all year. Find out more at expressvpn.com.
This is Tim Jennings, and I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. As you work through your holiday plans and this Christmas shopping, I hope you will think to spend as many of those Christmas dollars right here in Roswell. We have great stores and merchants with many gift ideas for everyone in your family. Remember, your holiday dollars spent here help build our local economy, creating jobs and helping local businesses grow. But most importantly, please remember the true meaning of this time, which is the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. If we do that, we'll ensure to keep Christ as the most important part of Christmas. Again, this is Tim Jennings saying Merry Christmas and God bless to each and every one of you.
This holiday message is a paid political ad from the Tim Jennings for Mayor campaign. Tim Jennings, the right experience to lead Roswell forward in 2022. The ultimate Wi-Fi experience is now available to you thanks to Smart Home Wi-Fi with Plateau. Get fiber-to-home technology 100 times faster than the average household internet speed. Plateau has multiple plans to fit your family. With Fast, get true 100 megs per second upload and download speed. With Faster, get true 500 meg. And with Fastest, get 16 gigs of download and upload speeds. Learn more at plateaufiber.com. Get the speed you need with Plateau. Tried, true, trusted.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The world's oldest chewing gum dates back to at least 5,000 years. After chewing it, they stuck it at the bottom of their desk. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 19 minutes after 9 o'clock. Joining me on the phone this morning, my sister Penny. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hey,
Merry
you're
Christmas.
there. You're peeking just a little bit. Let me bring you down here just a bit. Merry Christmas.
Hello, Merry Christmas.
How are things in the Melendrez household this countdown to Christmas time?
Everything's fantastic. All the teenagers are still sleeping, of course.
Right. Now that's something that we haven't really explored, and I'll get into here in just a second. My sister is floating in hormone hell right now. She lives
floating in the hormones.
She lives with Tanner's kind of looking off. Had been concerned there for a second, but she lives with 4 teenagers. She has now correct me if I'm wrong, 16-year-old.
Yes.
And 3 14-year-olds.
3 14-year-olds.
Yeah, 3 of them. She has triplets,
and my darling husband, who I could not survive without.
Right. Of course, her darling husband, Tomas. But triplets who have always been hard, but now quantify that by a time or two because they're teenagers with issues. I'm going to show the pictures here. This is my niece Maya. Get that up close to the camera so I can show off. Best smile in the family. Sorry, go ahead.
I think Maya might be listening, actually.
Oh, nice. They're all hiding in their rooms, but she's covertly listening. This is my nephew. Tanner's going to help me out with that. This is my nephew Jacob, basketball star of the family, or one of the basketball stars of the family. And this kid is Camden, and I have never seen a human being in my entire life better on a hoverboard than this kid right here. It's like an extension of his human body. He can just walk onto it, glide along, and then just walk up the stairs. It's crazy.
It's just one of his many gifts.
Yes, of course, one of his many gifts. But so Penny swimming in hormone hell right now, so that's got to be fun. But Christmas around your house it's a complicated time. But your kids are also the good ones that don't really they don't hit you up for a whole lot of the traditional things that kids want at Christmas time. It's not all about the toys, not about the games. You guys are more about the morals and the values, which I admire.
Yes. Have you ever heard of getting your kids something they want, something they need, something to wear, something to read?
No, but I like that. Say that again?
Yeah.
Something they want, something they need, something to wear.
Something to wear.
And something to read. I like that. That's really, that makes sense. I was actually reading a thing that in Icelandic traditions, this is something that Mom actually posted up earlier, they give books on Christmas Eve, and the tradition is to just read and eat chocolate throughout Christmas Eve into Christmas Day. That sounds...
Oh, that's so wonderful.
That sounds fantastic, doesn't it? But
that's a great idea.
But we were reminiscing about stuff growing up, and Christmas was an interesting... Now, Penny's birthday is, full disclosure, 4 days after Christmas on the 29th. So that's always
True.
It's always been fun, right?
Yes.
It's always fun having the Christmas birthday celebration at the same time.
Yes, they're like, this is your birthday and Christmas present.
We're going to get you one big thing. I mean, you were going to do that anyways. But, thank you. You just gave me the number to call here in just a moment. But one thing that triggered in my mind is, and Penny remembered this too, Tanner, did you remember getting the bags from your church growing up?
Well, we already did.
Huh?
Well, we already did.
Right.
I was going to see what you get in them.
It's a standard paper bag, and it always comes with an orange, an apple.
I don't know if I got an apple, but I know I got oranges.
Some piece of hand fruit, various festive holiday nuts.
Candy.
And ribbon candy, right?
Not ribbon candy.
So
not this time.
Candy.
Okay,
ribbon candy.
but it was always like, in ours, it was always like traditional hard candies, like the ribbon ones, the ones that you'd see cut like that. Yeah, those were the ones, for some reason, that was every year we'd get these bags growing up. And
that's a weird mix this time.
Candies, what kind of candy did y'all get?
Like One Kiss, one Reese's, one candy cane, I think.
So they gave you some of the good
I think I
stuff.
got 2 oranges. Yeah, we got chocolate.
They actually they want to keep their congregation apparently.
And then some of those
I think
random.
we got I think we got orange slices a few times too.
Yeah.
Who wants orange slices?
You know what? Weirdly,
Some
we
people
did.
do.
Yeah, we were the weird kids, Penny, and for that reason, we're the ones that like stuff like tabbouleh and stuff like that today. I mean, it's
And that feta stuff that you need to make for me this year. That sounds so good.
It's redonkulous. It's so good. It's my go-to now. And see, it's super easy too. But yeah, so what are some? Because Penny's accused me on several occasions of making memories, and most of that is filling in the dark parts. So what are some things that you remember from Christmases gone by? I know we weren't really hugely traditional as far as growing up, but I do remember several times. The one that sticks out in my head is 1989, and because there was video evidence of this one that I watched back several times. It was the Christmas that we spent with I think Aunt Kathleen in
Mary and John.
And Mary and John in Oklahoma City. And fun. It was like the one time our family had like access to a camcorder. So it was the one memory that we had growing up that we would, constantly revisit. And it's to this day the reason I know that I am my daughter's father, because she will make up songs the way I used to make up songs and have video evidence of back in the day. Yeah, she'll still walk around and just make up songs to herself. So that was the one that sticks out in my head.
That's special. Yeah, we always have to make up songs for Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that I think was a dad thing. He was way more into just like making the songs up. He was the parody master of the family, I guess.
Yeah.
Mom rolled with it, but yeah. So that was like the one that stands out in my head. And there was the other one that stood out in my head, but I wasn't sure if it was a Christmas memory or not. Again, we said we would venture into maybe some tragedy. Was the bike thing, was that Christmas or a birthday thing?
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, the bike went right through the front window.
That's what I was trying to remember. Was it Christmas?
I think it was Christmas, yeah.
Okay. I wasn't trying to trigger any kind of bad memories, but that's like the one that came up in conversation really with me and Tanner. It was
actually when you called and said, let's talk about Christmas memories, I'm like, well, okay. Let's not talk about the bike through the window.
I said, let's get tragic with it. Like I said, Christmas, and I started the show this morning kind of on a dark note, saying, that Christmas is not necessarily always the holly jolly festive occasion for everyone. And it's got a lot of negative connotations. This is a good time to grab your phone, maybe shoot a text or a message or a call to somebody that you haven't talked to in a while, just to see how they're doing.
Just tell them you love them. There's a lot of stress at Christmas. People are not always friendly, but if you just let somebody know you're thinking about them, I think it would go a long way to spread Christmas cheer, that's for sure.
Heck yes, it would. That's what I'm talking about. Good begets good, so just be getting out there and doing some. That's all I'm saying.
Here's something that I was thinking about doing for my kids this year, but I remember when it happened to you. Do you remember getting an IOU for Christmas?
I literally was just talking about this the other day. Yes, I'm a man in my late 30s, and I still remember the Christmas I got the IOU. But
and I don't think you ever got that game that he was going to buy you.
That's why I remember it, because I never did get Donkey Kong Country for the SNES. It was my dad one year gave me a business card, on one of his business cards, and on the back he said, I owe you one Donkey Kong game for SNES. I never did get that. I eventually, and when I was a grown up and making my own purchases, I got the game. But
no, you should have
held out,
cashed it in. You're like, hey.
I mean, at that point, the game was pretty discounted. He probably could have gotten it for a steal.
I know.
Yeah.
So
you should have got it.
You're considering doing the IOU thing this year.
I was, because I was going to buy Ella this really fancy, like, Indian native print blanket, and it was going to be great, but now I can't find them. So I'm like, I might have to owe you that.
So they're hard to find online, but I found, if they're the same blankets you're talking about, at the Cherokee Trading Post, I know they have them. They're not cheap, but they have them. I was very seriously considering getting Jasmine one on the way back from Oklahoma, and I ended up getting her a much less expensive jewelry box that was still $60, but,
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
But it smells like cedar. It's so nice.
Ooh, pretty.
Yeah, it's
and you have to fill it with jewelry now.
Yeah, which she's not a big jewelry person, so we'll address that later.
We'll make jewelry.
Yeah. there will be jewelry to fill it later.
Plastic things.
But
we could make salt clay, like Play-Doh jewelry.
Hey, nice. I like that.
Yeah.
There is we're actually doing something similar, not necessarily the IOU, but some of the stuff that I had ordered on online isn't going to get here by Christmas, so they're the after Christmas presents. So similar situation,
Yeah.
but I'm paying out, so hopefully not going to psychologically damage my children too much.
Nah.
Well, have you noticed that people are really just having a hard time even remembering that it's Christmas right now? Like, you'll say Merry Christmas, and they'll be like, oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of that is it's the stress, it's the onus of, it's on me to make a happy holiday. Like, I was even thinking about the little things, like you go to your parties and you have like the white elephant gifts. Like, I really didn't budget white elephant gift money into my holiday budget. It's like I've been avoiding holiday parties so I didn't have to pay out.
I was going to say, there hasn't been a lot of holiday parties.
That's true.
Nothing I know of.
Sorry.
Not getting invited.
Can't make it this year.
Thank you, Omicron. But you guys are about to jump in the old family van and head west.
Yeah, we're going to come see you.
That's pretty dope. It's not often that the Oklahoma fam gets to travel outside of the bounds of the state, and so it's exciting to have you guys here in New Mexico. We'll show you around, show you some of the sites, and we'll come up and maybe
show me some of the sites.
Yeah.
I'll show you some of the sites.
I'll say you've been more places than I have. But
let's go to White Sands. That'll be fun.
Heck yeah, that sounds like a blast. Well, Penny, thank you so much for your time. Give everybody hugs and kisses for me. And,
I will.
And Merry Christmas, of course.
Merry Christmas. It was nice talking to you guys this morning.
Actually, today is Festivus, so happy Festivus for the rest of us, if we're really being honest.
Festivus for the rest of us.
Absolutely.
Got it.
Thanks, Penny. Love you. We'll talk to
Love
you
you
very
too.
soon. All right.
Nice talking to you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Penny. There you go. Penny Melendrez of the Clan Melendrez. Coming up here in just a few minutes, I'm going to get Tanner's mom, Sherry, on the phone. Hopefully timing has worked itself out.
Oh, we're ready.
Where we can do that. Let's take a quick break. We'll swap out the calls, and we'll get Sherry on the phone next on A Morning Without Mike Winters. Stay tuned.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Sorello. The Chavez County Sheriff's Office investigating a homicide in the Valley area of the county south of Roswell. Sheriff Mike Harrington took to Facebook Wednesday to ask for help from the public in solving the case. Anyone with information can call 575-624-6500. Media outlets reported deputies responded to the 6300 block of Miller Road. That's where they found the woman in her 20s deceased inside a home. No other details have been provided. New Mexico's largest electric provider is appealing a recent decision by state regulators to reject a proposal to transfer its shares in a coal-fired power plant that supplies customers in New Mexico and Arizona to a Navajo energy company. The Public Regulation Commission voted earlier this month against the proposal, saying Public Service Company of New Mexico did not specify how the lost power would be replaced. Commissioners also had concerns about investments the utility sought to recover through bonding that would be backed by customers. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
3 in 10 Americans are now skipping meals. This was in the Washington Examiner, according to a new survey on the impact of skyrocketing grocery prices. Now, I know everyone laughs at me because I talk about the fact that I actually like to go grocery shopping. Double-digit surges in the prices of basics, milk, eggs, bread, have forced 30% of Americans to miss meals, especially among the poor and the young. Now, it's a credible poll. It's done by pollster John Zogby, saying that the inflation on many items for daily use, including food and energy, is hollowing out the middle class and that Biden isn't doing enough to control it. And that's only the beginning.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Hey, Sean Hannity here for the Knox Company. When the weather gets colder, instances of dangerous carbon monoxide poisoning increase in homes just like yours and mine. A Knox Safety carbon monoxide alarm provides both an audible and a visual warning, protecting those you care most about when the silent killer is present. This holiday season, give the gift of safety, and that's a Knox CO alarm. It lasts 10 years, never needs new batteries. Find Knox CO alarms at Walmart stores. Learn more at Knox.com.
There are currently 2 million American spouses and children whose family member was killed or disabled in defense of our country. which is why I founded the Folds of Honor, providing educational scholarships to the families of 1% of the Americans who protect our freedom.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thank you for supporting the Fold of Honor.
Please join our squadron today. Your $13 a month speaks volumes and changes lives forever.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Bamboo plants can grow up to 36 inches in a day. So if you're told you're growing like a weed, you can say, "No, I'm growing like a bamboo." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 34 minutes after 9 o'clock on a morning without Mike Winters. Joining us on the phone is Miss Sherry. How are you doing this morning?
Hi, good morning. Doing great today.
Good to hear it. Let me get Tanner's mic on.
Mom.
This is Tanner's mom. I was just gonna call you Ms. Tanner all day, or Mrs. Tanner during the interview, but
Miss Tanner.
I had him break out.
Yep, I'm Tanner's mom.
There you go. So the lovely mother of one Tanner. Thank you so much for blessing us with Tanner and all of his wondrous skills that he brings to the table here at Pecos Valley Broadcasting.
Thank you.
He's a man of many talents, definitely, and I know he utilizes those talents both here and in the church too. Correct?
Yes, that's right. He does. I'm really proud of him.
That's awesome. So what is? First of all, what do you do? What do you do? Do you work with the church, or do you have a side hustle? What do you do?
So until 6 months ago, I was a youth pastor here in Roswell.
Okay.
And now I am a children's pastor at Angus Church of the Nazarene in Capitan.
Oh, awesome. So what age group do you work with?
I work with actually the nursery through 5th grade.
Okay, so you see a wide range of little minds. Sure,
yes, I do.
Sure,
it's so fun.
Your fair share of coloring pages and do they still do the blind man's bluff thing with the felt board?
So we do have a felt board, but I haven't used it yet.
Okay, because that was something I was talking with my sister earlier in the show about just different church traditions growing up, and one of them was the felt board specifically. We always had like the little felt shepherds, and that was one that sticks out in my head. Do you remember that?
Kinda.
Yeah, I do remember. I did use those in the past. Yes, I remember them, but like a lot of the stuff has really gone
high tech.
Digital.
Yeah, high tech, and it's a shame. I know that it's easier and it's more fun to use, and heck, my 3-year-old is way more proficient on his tablet than I am. He knows how to adjust the settings better than I do, but there's just something about those bygone traditions that ring true to me. The one that triggered earlier was the Christmas bags. Do you by chance remember these? The ones that came with like the standard piece of hand fruit, the various Christmas candy, like the ribbon candy, and
right, you would get some nuts
and the festive,
maybe an apple and an orange,
the holiday
and a brown
nuts.
paper bag.
It's so weird because I grew up in Oklahoma in the Baptist church, and it's just so funny how these traditions are just handed to churches across the country.
Somebody started it though.
Oh, I'm sure there was like one missionary out there who took the brown bag Christmas tradition to churches across the nation. I'd love to research that actually.
Why not a banana?
I believe I read once that the why they were giving the oranges and the apples was because the kids, when they started giving them, they weren't getting enough fruit, and that was really, really important. And I think it was the orange that was the most important. So they started giving that.
That makes sense. It was helping kids spread the word that more fruit in your diet's gonna help you kids. I feel like maybe that was like a Gideon thing. Like maybe when the Gideons were handing out their testaments, maybe they were passing out brown bags of.
I have no idea.
I know. I feel like it has to be some kind of traveling missionary that brought that tradition to churches. But okay, so you guys are gearing up for the Christmas service. Actually, you probably already did your early Christmas service last Sunday, and then you guys are assuming doing like a Friday Christmas Eve service thing.
For me, at Angus, I'm having one on. The children already had their program, and then we're having a Christmas Eve service on Friday night.
Okay. So doing that.
Probably Tanner. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, we already did ours yesterday, and then Sunday we actually recorded our service, so nobody has to be there.
Nice. Plan ahead, yeah. Because obviously you don't want to do church on the Sunday after Christmas because everybody's gonna be hungover.
No.
Actually, we actually do have church that Sunday.
Well, yeah, I mean, just party a little less. That's all. Just keep the eggnog down to a minimum. That's how we do it. So I'm curious. Let's chit chat for a few minutes about Christmases in the Todd household growing up. Because I'm curious because we figured out. I figured out through reverse math. Tanner was born 1993-ish. So 90s baby.
20, yes, he was born in 93.
She almost dropped your whole birthday and social security number on the radio.
I wasn't waiting for that.
I almost did, and then I caught myself.
That was some dirty dealings from Mama. So what was Tanner a rambunctious kid? Was he a good little boy? Did he cause trouble?
Okay,
sort of.
He was actually an excellent child, but he had a lot of energy.
Okay.
Yeah, and so for nap time, when he was younger, he didn't get nap time. I would take him out of school so they wouldn't give him a nap because he was that hyper. And then he would stay up until the beginning of Jay Leno.
Okay.
So he used to go around saying, "Hey, it's Jay Leno," and he'd walk around and introduce himself to everyone
that
was
awesome.
Anywhere around. And then he had to go to bed. So yeah, he was pretty.
I think that was usually
but he was
about
a
11.
great kid.
He was
always minded. He was a very excellent kid.
Awesome. Mom's not going to drop into the dirt on you, I don't think.
She could.
No. So what about Christmas time around the house? Were you guys more traditional? Did you have any specific traditions that you celebrate?
We did.
Let me
So
insert something here real quick.
Oh, Tanner's like, let me speak.
Is Tanner going first?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think Christmas would have been nearly the same if you guys hadn't dedicated so much time to it. You and Santa Claus.
Aww.
You guys made Christmas very, very special and have made it special for all these years. So I'm just going to give you the credit for that first.
This is almost getting too saccharine. I feel like we need to inject some.
Now you may speak. I just wanted to make sure that got out there.
Our
first.
time with my sister, we were talking about throwing bikes through plate glass windows and stuff, and you guys are all sweet and saccharine. Dang. Okay.
Everybody's got different experiences.
This is how you do
Santa
Christmas
Claus
right.
won't come visit you if you're not nice.
That's
and
true.
Sweet.
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. So go ahead, Mama. How was what were some of your traditions?
So one thing we would get together with the whole family on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
We would have let's say we would have tamales and different kind of snacks that we would eat that night. And then we would go out and we would watch we would drive around all over Roswell and see the lights. That was every single year we went out and did that.
That's
awesome. That was stationary. That was done. That was it. And so then, usually Santa came while we were out looking at Christmas lights.
Okay,
he's pretty good about the timing of that.
That's really good.
So, and then the next day we would have packages and everything open, and then the next day we would get up and we'd have cinnamon rolls and sometimes eggs, but mostly just cinnamon rolls.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would get up and we'd get ready, and then we would go have a lunch with all of our family.
Awesome.
Usually at my parents' house, we'd have lunch, and then we'd have Christmas with everyone else.
Very cool.
The rest of the family. Yeah.
I like that. That's the structure of that just really warmed my heart just thinking about that. That's something that, like traditions I would love to start working in with my kids, when I have, my Christmas with my kids, just going out on Christmas Eve and looking at lights. Cause I keep saying we haven't done that yet this year. We haven't all loaded up in the car and gone out.
You should.
Christmas Eve feels like a perfect time to do it. Absolutely.
Right. And we sing all the Christmas songs while we're driving around looking at the lights. Fun.
Nice. I like that. Mm-hmm. We, one thing that I remembered, just kind of in conversation here was, every year without fail, we have to watch It's a Wonderful Life every year. It was always It's a Wonderful Life and then Wizard of Oz were like the two back-to-backs we would watch for. And I don't know why Wizard of Oz.
That's interesting.
Christmas, but it was always It's a Wonderful Life. So I have whole swaths of that movie like embedded into my brain. Since then,
right.
I've whitewashed it with National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, so it's much worse in that section now. But I'm curious, did you guys have any must-watch movies or TV specials that you had to watch?
We do. I usually like to start watching them after Thanksgiving, right?
Right.
But my daughter was out of, none of us were together this year. She's out of state. Tanner was here. And she gave me a list, and she says, you can't watch these without me. So here are the ones that we watch together every time.
All right.
We watch Elf.
Okay.
We watch pretty much all the Grinch movies.
Right. Ooh, that's...
And let's see.
That's a rough one.
Deck the Halls. Deck the Halls is a favorite because we love the lights on the... Yeah, that's one of the favorites.
I like that.
Those we were not allowed to watch.
Gotcha. Okay. So when you
got here.
when you say all of the Grinch movies, you mean the remakes?
So the original, then there was the cartoon remake that came out like a couple years ago.
Yes.
And then the one with
Jim Carrey.
Yes.
That Abomination with Jim Carrey. That's the one. When you said all the Grinch movies, I'm like, that one in the middle was a little rough for me. I don't know. It's
I love it. I love all of them.
Funny.
It was a tough watch for me. All those live action Dr. Seuss movies. The same thing with Cat in the Hat.
Well, but Cat in the Hat's a bit different.
That was nightmare.
It's in the same vein, but it's not like a Christmas thing.
It was You'll know it's not. But it was nightmare fuel for me seeing Mike Myers.
So those are definitely tradition.
Gotcha. So do not watch unless or under penalty of probably gingerbread assault. I'm assuming. Gingerbread's thrown about your face and head. Well, cool.
Yeah.
So that's awesome to kind of venture down the holly jolly path with the Todd family and hear about some Christmas traditions.
Yeah, we got another one. There's Pillsbury cookies that come in a box that are already. They have like the little tree in them,
right?
Like reindeer.
The kit you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, those because not the best. Like I don't get into doing tons and tons of baking.
Sure.
But we have to have those. So every single year, we have always had those while we're watching our movies, of course.
You know, it's funny. I actually just took a kit over to my girlfriend's house the other day, and we, with the kids, made the traditional, like, mix cookie dough mix with, you know, like, the powder and stuff. And I hadn't done that in a real long time. That's hard. That's not like you have to flour a work surface and roll stuff out. That's hard.
Right. So the box that comes by the biscuits, that's easier just to grab.
Yeah.
Stick in there, and it's already cute and decorated, and let's go.
Yeah, because the decorations is really all the kids want to do anyways. They don't want to sit there and mix dough. Sorry, I'm getting off topic.
Well, some do. I was always too busy, so it was the box. The box was good.
We just grabbed that one and just cooked them.
Yeah, made it work.
They look nice. They taste nice. And
absolutely, I think that's the way to do it. I mean, that saves more time for just spending Christmas with your family, which is what you're supposed to be doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Less time actually in the kitchen and more time just enjoying each other.
Right.
There you go. Well, Sherry, thank you so much. We're kind of running low on time here, but we do absolutely appreciate having you on here. Merry Christmas, of course, to you and your family.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you.
Absolutely. When are you and young Tanner going to get together again?
Well, today, but
I
mean, they're here for right this second.
Okay. I just assume when she's up
we're in town today, but yes,
we're going tomorrow. We're going up the hill.
When you live in a place like Capitan, or when you reside there, I just assume you spend all your time in paradise.
They do.
Like why venture down here to the pleb world with us?
There's still property here.
They literally live in the clouds.
Yeah, we go back and forth.
Okay. Well, happy Christmas to you.
But I'd love to tell Roswell to have a Merry Christmas.
Well, thank you very much. We and honestly, we could use all the encouragement we can get these days to have a Merry Christmas. So thank you so much for that.
Uh-huh.
We appreciate your time and
love you.
Thank you. Oh, that's so sweet. I love you too. That's great.
Tanner, I know I'm going to make you do a little more work. I want you to isolate that little port. I'm going to use that later. Just Tanner wish his mom, telling his mom he loves him. Aw.
He's good.
Well, Mama Todd, thank you so much for your time, and we'll hopefully chit-chat with you down the line.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
There you go. Sherry Todd, the matron of the Todd clan, of Clan Todd. So big thanks to...
One more thing.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to do a shout-out for Terry Todd, my father, also. He's not on the phone, but I'm sure he would have loved to be if he had been there. But
absolutely, yeah. And since we're shouting out,
He's a good dude.
I opted to get my sister on the phone. I could have gotten Mama on the phone, but I feel like that Mama would have been a little rougher conversation.
That's your call.
Yeah, but Penny Pooh was she was kind of like the fill-in mom while Mom was working growing up, so
yeah,
that made a lot more sense. She was there, man. She served. She was there. 12 away from 10 o'clock. Let's take a quick pause and to get you up to date with the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Strong low pressure headed into our area. We won't be getting any rain, but we will have very gusty wind for the next few days. Breezy and mid to upper 70s and a mix of sunshine and clouds today. Overnight, partly cloudy in mid 40s and then windy conditions coming up on Friday. Sunshine, our high going up to 80. Wind gusting to 35 miles an hour. Sunny in mid 70s Christmas Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Well, the NMMI Colts sure had a good soccer season, if you remember, and they were thusly rewarded by the New Mexico High School Coaches Association as first and second team All-State players were picked just a couple weeks ago. And so we want to wish congratulations to these guys, too. Humberto Valdez, first team defender from NMMI, as was Juan Ortiz, also first team defender. First team from at a forward position, John Zimmerman, and Jose Donahue picked as a first-team midfielder. Also picked for the second team, Alan Cordova from NMMI as a defender. For the midfield, a couple of guys, Ben Zimmerman and Jose Padilla. They were both picked as second-team defenders, and NMMI finished the season 15-5-1, went all the way to the state championship game. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell Talk FM 106.5.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Rich Thomason. Consumer prices rose 5.7% over the past year, the fastest pace in 39 years. The November increase reported today by the Commerce Department followed a 5.1% rise for the 12 months ending in October, continuing a string of annual price gains, running well above the 2% inflation target set by the Fed. No change in the unemployment numbers from last week.
Jobless claims remained at 205,000, while the 4-week average rose to just over 206,000. The number suggests the spread of the Omicron variant did not immediately trigger a wave of layoffs. Altogether, 1.9 million Americans were collecting traditional unemployment aid the week that ended December 11th.
Correspondent Jeremy House. Wall Street opened higher this morning as Omicron fears appear to be fading somewhat. With business, I'm Rich Thomason.
From macaroons to mattresses, these days folks are used to ordering just about everything. And it's no different at Roswell Ford. Here at the Tailgate Nation, it's time to order your new Ford. Yep, the Ford factories are working overtime to meet demand, and to get the new Ford truck or SUV you want, you need to order it. Place your order by the end of December, and Roswell Ford will give you a $1,000 cash discount. And when it gets here, it'll be like Christmas all over again. But if you're looking for instant gratification, Roswell Ford has more than 100 excellent pre-owned vehicles in stock and ready for delivery. Each one has passed a rigorous 139-point inspection, and each one comes with a 3-day money-back guarantee. And one last thing, wintertime is no time for car trouble, so bring your vehicle in for a complimentary winter vehicle inspection with any maintenance or repair. So come see us at Roswell Ford and have a wonderful Christmas season.
Have you been dealing with stress or anxiety lately? Don't let that stop you from getting the dental work done that you know needs to happen. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental, and every day we help people just like you have a relaxing and pain-free experience with IV sedation. Just imagine a dental experience where you don't remember the needles or the drills. If that's what you're looking for, we can help. Let us ease your stress and create the best dental experience ever.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main, or call 622-4455.
Fever is a potential sign of COVID or the flu, and the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Be accurate with Exergen. Exergen Temporal Scanners, available at Walmart and other fine retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com. That's EXERGEN.com. Exergen is changing the way the world takes temperature.
More than 1 in 3 people will face cancer in their lifetime. Unfortunately, fear can stop you from getting your cancer screening, but it won't stop cancer. Early detection can save your life. Don't wait for symptoms to appear to act. Cancer screening is safe, effective, and accessible for everyone, including free or low-cost screening programs. Go to cancerscreeninfo.com right now for free screening resources and recommendations from the American Cancer Society. Don't wait. Early detection can save your life. Go to cancerscreeninfo.com today. cancerscreeninfo.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. More than 50% of Americans fall asleep on their sides. That's way better than falling asleep on someone else's side. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. 7 minutes away from 10 o'clock on your Christmas Eve on a morning without Mike Winters. In case you missed it, quick programming note. We are going to be running the Best of Hugh Hewitt show tomorrow for Christmas Eve, as well as Monday and Tuesday. We'll be running the Best of Hugh Hewitt show from 7 to 10. And then on Wednesday of next week, Mixmaster Mike Winters will be back in the captain's chair once again to regale us with stories of all things Washington, D.C. and the surrounding areas. And it's funny, we were chit-chatting about about our conversations with our family off the air, and I was reminded of a couple things that I didn't bring up. We did have, as I was talking to my sister, we both kind of came to the conclusion that we didn't want everybody to take away that our family was just miserable at the holidays. There was, we had, our own traditions. Like my dad, I remember a few Christmases he would gather us all in the living room, and he would read the Christmas story out of Matthew, Jesus' story out of Matthew. And then I can't remember if it was him or my grandma, and I'd have to ask my sister about this, she might remember, who would read The Nightmare Before Christmas. I just remember that happening a couple of Christmases. That was definitely one that stood out in my mind. We had a few of those, but definitely didn't have the picturesque Christmas all the time that you had. You know what I haven't seen in a long time? I wonder if they even have it still, is spray snow. Do you remember that?
I don't think so.
For a quick minute, everybody.
We usually get snow though. This year has been very dry.
No, I'm not talking about like ground snow. Spray snow is the stuff you spray on your windows. You never saw this? So that was a big thing for us growing up, and I always loved the smell of spray snow. It was you decorate your windows and stuff, and you take the white stuff, and the corners of the windows you would spray white with this white foam, fake snow to make it look like snow covered windows or whatever.
Huh.
And that was a big thing for us growing up, was we had spray snow everywhere.
That's cool.
And the other thing, and I don't know if I just started late and couldn't find them, or if they just don't sell them anymore, icicles. Do you remember, years ago, when I was growing up in around Christmas time, you'd just get a package of these little white or silver strands. They were just loose silver strands. You would just take them and sprinkle them all over your tree. It was like tinsel, basically, but not connected to anything. Yeah, icicles. And they would get everywhere. Like, by Christmas morning, it would your living room would just be a mix of crumpled wrapping paper, bows tossed off to the side haphazardly, and then just this random tinsel crap that for months it would just show up. Like you would just find it in your shoes.
Christmas is a messy holiday.
It's a real messy holiday. It's just right up there with what I was talking about earlier with glitter. It's like, look at this card. And this is, by the way, thank you to my lovely sister and her family for the card.
It's a bit glittery, yeah.
It's covered in glitter, and I just picked it up and looked at it in my car this morning, and in doing so, I'm covered in stripper dust now. And glitter is, as I said earlier, glitter is the herpes of the craft world. Yep. It never really goes away.
No.
Nor does that, nor do icicles.
Is it biodegradable?
Glitter? See, now my phone's covered in. I can't imagine the glitter is very biodegradable.
I just love how it just sticks to everything.
Everything. It's everywhere. By the way, big thank you to each and every one of you out there in the land of 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM for listening in on our Christmas festivities, on our Christmas Eve show. If you missed any portion of the show, of course, most of the show was already up on the Facebook page. In the 7 o'clock hour, we replayed the interview that Mike had with Miss Crystal Noble from the Roswell Humane Society. In the 8 o'clock hour, it was John from Oasis Computers chit-chatting all about his new toys that are waiting for you over there at Oasis. And this last hour, we just kind of chit-chatted about nostalgia and waxed about our childhoods, which I think Tanner might pick apart and put up piecemeal on the Facebook page later.
I can, yes.
If you have a little extra time, I think
I do. I'm good.
Okay, fair enough. I just know you got plans today. You got a double feature you got to
Well,
get to.
I decided that we're going to go to the 405 one.
Okay.
Just to give me some time, because I still have a whole nother video to edit, sort of.
Right.
I have to give him highlights and stuff.
But you're still going to do both. You're still going to get in. What's the first one you're watching?
We're going to go watch The King's Man first.
Okay.
Then we are going to watch Matrix Resurrections second.
Matrix.
Right
Nice.
afterward.
There's
really enough time in between, too.
Mm-hmm.
So
That was always my favorite part about going to the drive-in back in the day, is you would finish your movie and you could just like slink over and watch like the tail end of like another 2 or 3 movies before you left. Nobody cared.
Yeah.
I love that. I used to do that. We used to do that in
I don't
movie
think
theaters.
I've ever been to a drive-in movie because it's not been here.
Yeah,
we don't have one.
It's a relic of a bygone era. That's not something that that they have. Carlsbad used to, up until like a few years ago, had a phenomenal one. I don't know whatever happened to that.
They need like a car stadium where you drive in and it's like a bowl and you just pull in.
I will
and then
say
there's a way
that
to get out if you need to get out.
with the advent of COVID or the resurgence of COVID, we've seen a pretty good upswing in drive-in theaters. There's more of them popping up. So that might actually be something that makes a comeback. I'm all for it. I think the drive-in experience is something that I would love to have with my kids. I think it would be an awesome one. We got to wrap up. Big thank you to everybody for tuning in. Of course, Clay and Travis, I'm sure they're running a holiday show next. Big thank you to everybody listening, though, on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Your home for Coast to Coast AM in Roswell, 106.5